Morning all. Morning. Hope you're doing good. How you doing, team? Hope you're doing good. Maybe some of you made some good money in Globex. Hopefully some of you did. Let's move this down a bit so you can see it. There we go. Okay, so as always, starting off on the daily chart. In fact, we just have a quick peek at the weekly. I want to have a quick peek at the weekly for one reason. We've come up to the weekly top Bollinger again. All right, so 2 sigma move on the weekly. You want to be careful with this. All right, starting to get a little bit extended here on the weekly. Daily technically has a little bit more room to go up towards the sort of 570 level. You can see overnight we're in breakout. All right, we're opening up above previous day high, above previous day close. So technically we remain bullish momentum upside, but we have just had a little fail up there in front of the bowl off a news event. Okay, so today there's 2 things to be watching. If you're adamant on the counter trend, you can be looking for a counter trend in here. If we fail previous day high, previous day close, there's an argument for it to come deeper. Otherwise, very strong possibility dips are absorbed to keep moving higher. And we're going to look at those levels and what's getting us up here, because you've got to understand what's going on in the upgrades in Wall Street right now. All right, hourly. Here's the big push on the news event. So if we think about overnight, down here, here's your Wednesday breakout. There's your grind, all right, all the way up. Peak high coming back in. If we think about this as a fib now, from this swing low to this swing high, we're at 50%. We did slightly overextend it. We're into a low volume node here from the overnight session as well. All right, we're coming down towards that low volume node and towards this potential RBS zone. All right, so we're interested in how we act down here. All right, do we come in here and trap some sellers for that move back up? All right, so that's one thing we can look for in this morning's play. The other thing we can look for is if there's a morning drive which instantly fails this block up here, then maybe that's a chance if you're looking for the counter trend sell. All right, so if you're expecting a deeper pullback, that would be your pathing towards it. If they flush the open, right, you want to see if they catch it and drive back up to this point. TP1, TP2, hold runners. If we lose this big block here, which is basically your RBS block, right? That's where we pulled back from and broke out of. You can see the volume created there overnight as well. If we lose that block and we lose old highs, all right, any loss of this is where you're going to start to see pressure, because that will leave all the buyers trapped overhead, and then we can look for a rotation of previous day value area high to previous day point of control. And if we lose POC to value area low, all right, I would still consider any short front side in this market. All right, if we zoom out, everything's front side really until we lose these 700s. All right, you can see this is our big pivot, all right, that we're grinding up from. So yes, maybe we do this move here. All right, maybe we even come down here, but we can build back up. This is going to be the line in the sand. This is where the bigger wash will start happening from. Okay, so just remember that if you're looking for short sides today, we're still bullish overall. Yes, we're pulling back off these highs, but we're still bullish overall. In terms of gamma, they've added some new GEX levels up higher. They've just changed a few of them. Again, let me just check to see if these match up 475s. Yes, they do. Right, so your big cool wall is up at 475, which is still inside of the Bollinger Band. Your high volume level for gamma is down here at 30,065. I'd be watching this whole block here. All right, I'd be watching 150 all the way down to 60s. All right, 150 to 60s. That is a big region. That matters, all right? It's Globex low, it's Asia low, it's London low, and it's an RBS zone from yesterday. It matters. How we react in here matters, or don't react, or fail. It matters in there, all right? So that's what we're going to be watching today to see, do we come back into there? How do we look if and when we come back into there? Or if we're going to drive out this morning, you know, and we think buyers are caught overhead, you know, that these are some potential stuff levels to rotate back down into those nodes. Okay, lower time frame. Move this in. Let's have a quick look at ES, which I imagine is weaker. Yeah, all right, so barely broke the high. All right, so here's the high set yesterday on Mondays. We come back towards that. We're pulling back in. Here's your big cool wall. So do they find support here at 45s? If they don't, all right, if we just zoom out here, you can see this is the old RBS zone. All right, so ES weaker. Why? Again, divergence versus semiconductors. Got to understand what's going on. I'm going to get into those very, very soon. They're all getting upgrades right now, and we're pricing it in early. So this zone matters. ES can still find a bid out of this if it wants. If it starts failing under here, certainly under this 510 level, then they're going to be in trouble. I mean, you're going to see a deeper rotation back down to 750s, which is what we were watching yesterday. All right. And if they lose 750s, right back down to 40s again. So you've got room here to rotate. All right. So really, you're bullish all the time they're holding this. They lose this, we go into a rotational market. We lose the lows, we potentially shift. All right. Bullish, rotation, sell shift. That's the play in what's setting up this week. Those are the levels that are currently setting up. All right, spiders. Same story. All right, starting to lose pre-market lows here. It looks choppy. Honestly, this is not what I'd want to see. Here's your box. That's your pre-market box. You're at lows. You lose pre-market lows, you probably come and visit where we broke out of yesterday. You can see resistance, resistance, support, break. All right, so I'll be watching 750, also a whole number on the spiders. Does it hold a bid at 750? If it keeps losing 752, 750 might well be a magnet. If it loses 50, you can see the gamma levels down here at 49. And if it loses that and back tests and stay heavy, that's where the gap fill suddenly becomes available, right here. All right, from the Friday close to the Tuesday open. All right, so we'll watch that. You can set price alerts down there at like 749, 750 for sure. QQQ, same kind of story, but much, much stronger. The drive out yesterday, much stronger. There's the gap and go. Okay, and we're driving up. It can still pull back and hold 730s, which is like your RBS zone down here. So you can watch that old high, 730, 125s into 730s. All right, do we come back down there? That will be a gap fill to yesterday's close. Do we come back down there and find a bid and then start driving out? If we lose that gap fill, we can come and test previous day lows. And in this chop, that's the rotation zone we talked about. So bullish to here, rotation in here, weakness underneath. If you're looking for the fade on QQQ this morning, all right, if you're thinking we're going to come for a gap fill, you want to watch these 35s, all right, where these buyers got caught up here. 35s, 36s for that move there. It's a very tricky move. I'm just letting you know that's available if you're really looking for it. Dixie's starting to try and find a bid, all right, off the low side of this range. Still in a range, but it's trying to find a bid at the lows of this range to get up to the highs of this range. It looks messy. It doesn't look very good. VIX slowly drifting down still. Again, we're going to keep seeing that. That's quite typical for seasonal price action from now to the end of summer. They are pricing in some bigger moves up here, but I wouldn't be surprised to just see like this for a few months, the odd spike, and then we'll start to come back up, I would have thought. Right, this is the one that matters. Again, very extended. Right, these are your semiconductors. Okay, we are getting repricing of semiconductors. So upgrade yesterday on MU, all right, 20% move yesterday. That is no joke, all right, now became $1 trillion company still holding on. The big question is, are dips bought for follow through, all right? Do they want the 1,000 mark? Which it just feels fairly obvious that they would want the 1,000 mark, whether it happens today or not. So big upgrades there. Do we see follow through in this, or is there a morning flush to 900, which is rebid, or then do they lose the 900 in a big sell-off? I doubt we get that, but you just never know. So we're seeing the rotation out in and out of those names. AMD had a go, then MU's having a go. INTC hasn't caught a bid yet. NVIDIA hasn't caught a bid yet. You wonder what happens if and when those start to catch a bid. But as a whole, we're in breakout. Remember, we were in breakout yesterday. We looked for the 10s to hold. 10s to hold to get us up to the 20s, and we based over that and we've gapped up again. All right, on Globex, because now what you've got is Asia pricing in the upgrades on the chips, right? Which is what this is, right? Once they wake up, that's the pricing. So we'll watch these today. 750, a bit of a cool wall. It's not going to be easy to trade given how extended we are from here. right? If we were going to be a buyer on the Qs, really, we'd want to see this base and hold for this move up. Otherwise, it's going to be a squeeze, and well, we're already at all-time highs. Quite hard to join that squeeze. All right, let's get through these quickly. AMD, again, new highs yesterday, new all-time high, cooling off a little bit here into its neutral zone. Sorry, Apple, AMD, new highs yesterday, cooling off a bit here into its neutral zone. Can do a gap fill if we start losing 307s. Be very, very careful of that. We're already printing underneath previous day low and the pivot from Friday. So if we lose that, we might come underneath. Otherwise, a trap and go is available. Amazon, same kind of story. Flat top here, that doesn't look too great. Coming in, building liquidity in here. All right, can they hold the bid and get back up to that? If they reject, we can come back down and visit where we broke out from again on Tuesday last week. Bit of a no man's land with a gap down there. Goog, gapping down as well in chop. That just looks dreadful. That is a leave alone right now. Meta, similar kind of story, gapping down in chop. You've seen the pressure on the mag here. Doesn't look great, all right, just in a range. Microsoft, all right, that is a breakaway, all right, so losing range, coming back down towards the lows. I'll probably get a reaction here. If they start to lose these lows on softy, we have room, right, to come back down into these guys here, all right, so they have to hold this pivot and catch a bid. If they can't hold a pivot at, I don't know what this is, 12s to 10s, you're going to see weakness in softy. You're going to see a lot of people start to stop out. Nvidia, again, like I said, not catching a bid with the rest of the chip names. A rotation out of Nvidia, all right, and into Micron, etc., etc. We are coming into some interesting levels here, though. You can see these old RBS levels. So I'd say anywhere in here, I would expect to see some kind of reaction on Nvidia. If they can't find the reaction, we're going to give this whole move back, and that starts to look dangerous. Tesla looks good. All right, basing well over 420s, well over 420s. Probably finds a bit of resistance up here. I wouldn't be surprised to see a pullback before an attempt to break out of the 450s. Looks good. Okay, some of the software started getting hit last night. We don't look too bad. We're inside of yesterday's range still, so they're holding on so far. Don't look too bad. I just want to come and have a look at some of these. IREN still going. IONQ holding up pretty well. I haven't locked any in yet. I'm getting very close to locking some in on IONQ. MVTS might want a gap fill if it can't hold up this sort of island breakaway here. RGTA, same thing. So Quantum looks strong as well off that government contract news last week. So we're long in those. They look good. Probably will lock a small piece in soon because they can be very volatile, those stocks. All right, folks. So you know the score. You know what we're looking at. We've just gone through it all. Levels I'll be watching are basically 150-ish. Let me pull this down a bit. 150-ish. And sort of 30,100. See if we catch a bid anywhere there. 150, 100, and 30,070. If we drive up this morning, fails anywhere in front of here, 260 really. If they fail in front of 260, there's probably a sell side back down. All right, so if we drive the morning anywhere up here or here, there's probably a move back down into there. If they reclaim that, that's uber bullish. If they're coming down here, it won't give me the short opportunity. I'll have to wait for one of these back up, and if they lose that, then we can think about the rotation. So there's 3 plays on deck this morning because that's what it's set up for us. That's what it's showing us. So you can only do what it shows us. All right, good luck everyone. 10 seconds here for the open, and we will see what we get. SOXL having a big morning flush here. That coming down to that 240 range right now. So there's the move into the 150s. So we're going to come deeper. SOXL trying to find a bid around that 240 at the moment. That first box being tagged. Do we come deeper, or are we going to react out of this first box instantly this morning? Which would be quite surprising, to be honest, given the weakness in the markets. Deeper we go. Okay, previous day high is 120 and previous day close is 73's point of control. It's a bit deeper. Let me just get rid of that from overnight and get the new one on. If it will do it. Do you want to play ball here today, TradingView? There we go. Lots of liquidity lower. SOXL getting absolutely dunked on here, folks. It is getting dunked on. Here's previous day high coming up. There's a reaction in front of previous day high there. If we start to hold the print, I'll think about the long, but I'm going to need to see reaction on chips, and I'm not seeing it right now. I am not seeing it right now, so I don't want to long down here. If we start to base over 70s and certainly back over New York Open, I'd think about it, but not before. Chips do not look good. They are very wonky right now, moving very, very quick, and they are getting sold off this morning, already coming down for gap fill on chips. So no long on this if chips look weak. Zero chance, because remember that we've been a very concentrated market, which has been propped up by the semiconductors. If they start losing the bid, there is no way I want to be long in this market. The blue and grey volume, no, that's anchored volume profile, my friend. It's an indicator. You can, well, it's not even an indicator, it's a drawing tool. You can just draw it on. Got lots of free videos on YouTube on how to do that. All right, sellers currently caught that low at 32s. Still don't think we flushed enough. We need to come and test. Previous day high here. Feels like we want to come down. So remember, in here is an area where I think the market might well bid out of, somewhere in here. But we need to wait to see the market come back to buy side. It's a shame we didn't pop up here before the flush this morning. It would have been really nice of a back test of this for this flush down into here. Starting to see some reaction. We've still not filled the gap lower. Spiders have now filled the gap pretty much, or they're just about to fill the gap. Yeah, Spider's just closed its gap. New lows probably coming here on Qs if they can break underneath this seller who's currently caught at 33s. So gap fill reaction there on the Spiders. Okay, breaking back up here. SOXL still looks a mess. Looks very scary to me right now. So QQQ holding previous day high. We didn't quite get there on the NQ. Spiders holding PDC. We didn't get there on the ES. So divergence between futures and ETFs as well right now. It's a messy open for sure. We're in and around this grey box. So we'll see how we act here. Do they fade back down and want to come a bit deeper first? I'm definitely not ready to long this given what we're seeing in the broader market. I think this might need to come deeper first. If they get a squeeze up and go without me, it goes without me. I really don't care. This is not a day that I want to get wrong given the size of the moves. It feels like they want to reflush this right now to me. There is a seller at 134, and once he leaves, there he is. He just resold it again. They need to get under that. If they get under that, they're going to get a flush moment. At the moment, they're holding 34s. It's absolutely clear. 134, there is a seller. Twice now, 200 lot caught down there, and we can't break low. We break under him, he's going to get comfortable. There is a 500 lot on the tape at 120 to go and fill, just to make you aware, and that would be previous day high. So the divergence between the ETFs and the futures is what's holding up here. So someone keeps selling at those lows and they're being absorbed, and we're not breaking higher and we're not breaking lower. So we're just going to build out here. I think there's going to be a break lower. I don't think we will keep absorbing 130s over and over and over without coming down to previous day high. May well be wrong if they're going to bid on the ETFs and not on the futures, but it's what it looks like to me at the moment. It looks very dangerous. It's a ping pong down here. Jeez Louise, what are they doing on this tape? Mental. Anyone watching Bookmap? This is crazy down here. 130 break probably gets you 120. There's a 500 lot to fill there. You don't want to be short down here, and you don't want to be long. There we go. It's the 130 test. I'd imagine they break him and flush to 120 now because there's a 500 lot sat there to be filled. Let's see if they're actually going to move away now. Here's previous day high. There you go. There's the fill. There's the break. All right, in this now. Scalping down on the way down. If we stay heavy at 120, I'll hold the rest. Come on, sellers. Can we get a gap fill here, please? I'm not letting it come back above 120. It's a 500 lot seller there. Looking for a gap fill down to 73s, is it? We'll cut this, yeah, out this now. I will wait for a revisit of 30s where I got in for the break. If they hold that, great. If they don't, they might be done with it, and we can think about the longs when they can recover all of this, not beforehand. SOXL still selling. This is why I sold. SOXL is still selling. I think this is where we're trying to get to. It's if you have a look at the chips right now, this thing's getting absolutely hammered, which is why we don't want to be long. All right, it's getting absolutely dunked on. All right, we don't want to be long until this catches a bid. It's way too risky. I think we're trying to get down into these 65s. Remember, there's a big boy seller at 120. They're still selling it. They're trying to get down into 65s. It's just whether they can get there. Here they come. See if we can have another go here. All right, gap fill coming up. Man, this is moving so quick. It's 1,000 lot here at 80. Yep, you heard that right. There is 1,000 lot here at 80. All right, SOXL now filled its gap. Still we're selling. Gap fill coming up, this yellow line. So if you are short, you want to be covering into this, and 65s, they might well find a bid out of this. If we lose the bid here, this is where we start to see weakness. This is previous day's value area high. So buyers will want to protect this level. The options here are very simple. It will be a trap and a go, or it will be a rotation of yesterday's value to this next block. We talked about this pre-market. Having to scalp this because it's not giving me the entries I want, unfortunately. All right, this is your cover point. You want to be paying yourself a good chunk of change down here, folks. Previous day high here now. Previous day value area high, sorry. If we start losing this grey box, we will rotate down to here. I'm not in this at the moment. Another 820 lot put on here at 50s. Big, big, big buyers trying to absorb the tape and getting hammered right now. What I'd watch now is SOXL. If it pops back up anywhere towards 230, 225 and fails, that's going to be a big, big sell-off. If they recover that range, they can have a squeeze back. So some bids here, still that 830 lot not filled. They're holding previous day value area high. They can lift this now and come and visit this seller at 120s if they want. Again, I'm not long biased in this right now, given what's going on in the broader market. Yes, we're into some interesting levels. This market is heavy here this morning on the semis. I'm going to respect what I'm seeing. But this should be your cover point. I would pay yourself 70+% at least into this. If you took this short here, down to here, and didn't get knocked out with me, pay yourself. Watch if they hold their bid here. Watching to see if they lift and retest this seller at 20s. And if they stay heavy there or not. If they reclaim that, it's a good indication that bulls are getting ready to party soon. Still wait on this. No real aggressive buyers in the market. Just some guys trying to absorb the tape. They still not filled this guy at 50 yet. There's definitely some absorption down here at previous day value area high. They're looking for to fill this player at 50 at the moment. There's this 844 lot. They've just front run him there. I'm surprised they haven't just washed him out. Here they come. They're still front running. He's still there. He's legit. He's trying to act as a wall right now. Here comes SOXL to test 25 to 30, remember, or 25, yeah, 25 to 30 test SOXL is key. If they sell this, pop up on SOXL, the market is probably going to get in big, big trouble. If they reclaim 30s, squeeze up as possible. Still, they haven't sold into this big guy at 850 lot. So we're inside yesterday's value now. Testing 50, still they can't fill him. He's still there. Now he's been filled. Did they fill the whole lot? They did. Oof, big sellers. All right, look at that. SOXL rejecting PDC. So that's your indication. Market's still trying to move lower. This is still not a buy, folks. Like we said, this is a sell right now. All the time chips are being sold. So retesting 50. So you can think about that 30,050. We had an 840 lot market seller there. Let that sink in. We're not talking about small size today. We're talking about big, big, big lots coming into the market today. Great rejection on SOXL. Continued downside here. We should now come down into this. All right, we should rotate previous day's value area high down into this. Maybe the 30,000 check. So we're still watching at 850. Who's at 30,050. He's an over-under, right? We get above him, he's uncomfortable with a lot of size. We stay below him, he's comfortable with a lot of size. That's kind of what you're watching right now. Here we come. We're testing him now. We're back above into previous day's value area high. If they reclaim that, potential squeeze back up. If they stay heavy there, potential move down into previous day point of control. Feel very iffy about bidding down here. Very, very iffy about bidding down here. I'm going to be honest with you. Doesn't make me feel comfortable at all. It's a big sell day so far. Still rejecting value. Still rejecting previous day point of control. No close back above. We need to see it close above it all, and we're not seeing that. I think this is still a sell. They're still trying to rotate yesterday's value. In my mind, they're trying to sell previous day value area high to get to previous day point of control right now. That's what they're trying to do. Whether they can do it or not is another thing, but that's what they're trying to do. If we get back above this, there's an argument for a bit of a squeeze out. Here you go. Here's the sell continuation. So we should come back down towards previous day point of control. That's where they're trying to get down to. 30,000 on deck. Here we go, folks. So you can move your stop now. I would protect value now and just see. Let's see if we can get point of control. And then you can hold runners if you lose point of control. We went over this pre-market, remember? If we lose this, the rotation is from this point to this point. And if we lose this, it's from this point to this point. And from here, we can get to 700s. And the pain starts under 700 for this market. And I'm talking about major fucking pain. Am I in? I've been scalping on the way down because I didn't get the entry I wanted. Remember, to get this entry, I would have much preferred this morning. We talked about it. If I'm going to sell down to here, I would have much preferred this to here and then this. All right, all we've got is a straight fail. So I'm just scalping each little bit on the way down that I can get hold of. Very not great trading for me. It's not a big winner, even though I'm seeing the market well. It's just not my optimal entry. I did take some of that previous day value area high into point of control. I'd be covering a good chunk here, folks. We really would be covering a good chunk here because we can find a bid here or here now. I saw one of you come into chat being like, it's bullish. I just had to ignore it and just thought, mate, just stop. Just stop. If the chips have been printing for you non-stop and they're in a sell morning, why fight the tape? You know, we talk about this all the time, don't we? Don't fight the tape. Don't guess. Don't say what you hope. Just observe what's actually happening. It doesn't matter what you think or you hope. It only matters what's actually happening. All right, remember, your point of control right now is 30,050 for me, which is that big seller, the 800 lot. That's still the pain barrier, basically previous day's value area high. This is your control point. So here's the bid of point of control, current week point of control, previous day point of control, For me, actually, this is point of control on previous day on Ninja as well, interestingly. So, I mean, this might be wrong. For me on Ninja, this is here. Maybe we just had it there and accidentally moved it. I don't know. But the ping pong now is likely to happen between these. Okay, break below this, this. Break above this, this. Watch your ATR and watch your sizing. We're coming into where we found that bid yesterday afternoon in the market. All right, so we probably find a reaction somewhere around here unless we continue to go risk off. I'm watching SOXL into previous day low right now, which is basically the 10s. That's where we're at. We opened the day at 55s. All right, pre-market high was 55s. We're about to hit 210s. It's been a straight sell. There's not one 5-minute response yet on SOXL. So if you're looking to be a bidder in this market, well, the market leader is weak. Am I using an M1? Yeah, this is an M1 that you're looking at here. This is where they're trying to get to now. If they reject this, they're going to try and get down into here. I'd be paying myself. Current value area low for the week is just under 900 as well. So this matches up well. This is current week value area low, previous day value area low. If we hold that, we can start rotating value. If we start losing that, certainly if we lose 750s, 770s, it's big pain for market time, which we went over pre-market. Look at them continuing to sell this. Previous day low coming up here on SOXL. All right, folks, previous day low, the 210s coming up here on SOXL. It's a major sell right now. Legend. Thank you. Absolute legend of a wife. All right, bit of front running in front of previous day low there. Previous day value area low, holding up for now. No shift yet in my mind. It's a good response though from SOXL. I'd like to see it take out the lows really and then turn around. Some kind of trap would be the most ideal. We're probably just going to ping pong between these. So your ping pong levels at the moment are basically these. Again, previous day value area low on NinjaTrader is right here. So I'm going to actually just move that up because I trust it more on here. Did we tag it? It's right here for me. Maybe you guys have the same. So ping pong here and ping pong up here. If they hold a point of control here, it's the first sign of like someone trying to be involved. Excess doesn't look too amazing right now. 30,000 is still being sold right now. It's a cheap long, but it's not a structural shift. But if you're trying to play the rotation, if you're a value trader, I understand why you would be bidding down here right now for that move back up towards value area high from yesterday. So if they're willing to hold 70s, 75s, you can look for the move to 65s if you're trying to play the rotation. I would just warn you, we're in a big sell day. Very risky to do that, but I understand the want to do that. I understand the setup. It's the first time I would say a buy makes sense today. I'll see if we can join in here if they really want to get going. So big boy just came in at 82s, buyer. You're back inside of the opening range. So even a trade to mid of opening range would get you to previous day value area high. So there's lots of things making sense to get you up to 30,050, 30,060 right now, which looks like it might be about to come for you guys who did bid that. How to mark up point of control? Mate, I don't mark out point of control. Volume profile marks out point of control. It is the most traded level from the session you're looking at. Right, so this was the most traded level from yesterday. It is the most traded level since the Sunday open as well. The most volume has transacted at this level, both buyers and sellers. Okay, so your lift looks good now. I think you're going to get 50s and 60s. So if you were long off the lows there for the value hold, it makes sense. Move your stop up. I would protect point of control now. Hopefully you get 50s and 60s, and that would be a 100-point trade for you guys who took it. There you go. It's coming right now. So here's 40s. You should get 50s and 60s. I would be taking some profit here into 50s or anywhere near this if I was you. And I'll be watching SOXL because it can still fail 25s to 30s. So you want to be locking some profit in your longs here on the move back up because they can still sell this back down. Guys, if you're new here, I advise you to go to my YouTube channel, watch all the stuff for free first before just asking loads of questions in chat. Okay, there's loads of stuff there. If you're new to the channel trying to learn, loads of stuff like how to do volume profile, how to spot trap traders, all that stuff, how to understand structure. It's all there for free. There's loads of free lessons. Do those first. All right, SOXL coming up. For 22s, it's going to look to test 25s. You should get your 50 fill here. Here's your 50 fill. And you should now get a 60 test. I would say 50s to 70s are key. If they sell that, you want to be out of it. If they hold a print above that, you have got a chance to revisit 120s, which is where we have a big, big boy seller this morning. Here's your 60s. This is the key level now. If they get through this, you get a lift. If they sell this, I'd be done with it on the longs. This has been a nice long if you took anything from down here or the recovery here. It's easily 100 points. There you go. So 60s now tagged. That's previous day value area high. Can they base above this now and get you a lift to 120s? Otherwise, be done with it. You're at PDC. SOXL's coming into a key level as well, as is the Qs. Qs into a cool wall here at 720s and the PDC. This level here is going to matter. If they sell this, you're going to wash straight back down. If they can't sell this, you get a squeeze out to 120s for your runners. Just trying to help you guys. So just manage your position. I don't have a position on. Here comes the start of the selling. All right, I'm watching this to see how we respond here. We're holding VPOC for the day, which is 50. So they're trying to get a lift up here now for you guys, but this is a sensitive area. This will be a battleground. 25s, 26s now hit SOXL. So remember, 25s to 30s for me will be the key level there to see if we base above or we fail. This will be a wiggle around here, I would have thought. I doubt we get a straight squeeze, but you never know. You never know with this market, especially at the moment. It's been bonkers. So ES back to PDC as well, and it's VWAPs. SPY doing the same move, almost there, PDC and VWAP. Q, same kind of thing, 730 gamma, PDC and VWAP. SOXL, same move, 25 to 30s. If they sell this, we rotate back down towards the lows. They would need to get back under the 50s, which is point of control. If they hold a bid here, then they will look for a squeeze out up to 120s. That's how tight it is here. Here's the 50 test. If they lose 50s, I think you might see a bit of a wash here and feel some of the imbalances down towards 21s. Here's 50 test again. Good sell there. There you go. So you should be done with the longs here if I was you. Losing the 50s, and they can come and test 30,000 now if they want. There are some imbalances here that we're trying to fill. The imbalances are 22s down to 09s. V-shape, you're calling it a bit early, all right? Just understand. Okay. You're also used to a V-shape. This is the problem in the market. You all think you're going to get a V-shape because that's what it's done before, right? Here's your sell on semis. Here's your PDC and PDH. If you can't get above that, you're going to sell, all right? This is why we're watching 25s to 30s. All right, this matters. Don't be calling a V-shape unless you get above that because it ain't going to happen. Understand what you're trading and why. Don't get used to seeing what we've had before and go, oh, it's going to happen again. That's how the market gets you. Look at the sell from this point. We're not seeing a bid over this right now. We are seeing sellers defend this level right now. Imbalances have started to be filled now. 22s down to 09s. That's the only chance buyers have got now is to hold the imbalances. through the imbalances now. Here's the 30,000. There you go. See, don't be calling stuff. A lot of you are in a bad habit of calling something you hope will happen, not what's happening. I'm going to keep repeating myself. You have to trade what is happening, not what you hope is going to happen, not what you think you would like to see. You have to trade what is happening and only what is happening, because when you start trading otherwise, it means you're not respecting the chart. And markets will punish people who don't respect what is happening. That's why the market moves the way it does. Okay, they filled the imbalance, came a little bit deeper. If they can recover 50s and 60s and 70s, they've got a chance to move higher. If they, for a second leg. If they can't, look, this is the ping pong we talked about. Previous day, value area high. Previous day, point of control. Previous day, value area low. We are ping ponging right now. Is all we're doing. We're ping ponging in value. They're trying. You can see there's sellers up at 100 right now, so it feels like they're trying to attract price up there, which is for the first time today, seeing them adding liquidity higher. So first high low. The question is, can they break and squeeze up to 120 now if they base over previous day's value? But again, we're still inside yesterday's value. They would need to get above all of this to get this squeeze up to the next level. In fact, I'm going to move this. I don't think I care about what's this level here. No, I don't. Let's remove that. That looks cleaner. So ES back to view up again and PDC again. You can see it's going to be a battleground here now. We're inside yesterday's value. It is going to be a battleground inside yesterday's value. They're not going to make things easy. They're going to build out liquidity before they do the next move, whichever way it is. So I would say scalping right now is probably your best friend. The main move for the day has been down. We're now inside of yesterday's value. We probably rotate value a few times while they make their mind up and build the liquidity. If we start letting go, it would make sense to me that we start letting go of this. All right, if we start letting go here, it would make sense that we test this and fail under or trap underneath it. Don't think I want to be playing. In here, you only want to play the edge. All right, so that's your edge, top edge. That's your bottom edge. This is point of control. We are tight in here. It is tight. You can see this node being developed even for the day. Just let it build out for a bit now. Wait and see what happens either here or... Where did I say that? I thought it was 120. It is 120. 120 is what I want to watch. This guy here, the big player here. So second leg potentially here, if they can get this breaker back above value. So we've just rotated value twice. ES back through PDC. SOXL not. QQQ still stuck, 730. PDC, Gamma, VWAP. Still stuck. Big seller coming in here, 111 lot. If they squeeze him out, they will get that 120 visit. If they can't squeeze him out, we can rotate value again. Failing up here, box to box, box to box. So we went box to box, almost hit this one, back inside to this one, to this one, to this one. Building out liquidity right now. They will use this liquidity when they're done. Feels like they want to try and get to 120. They are going to need chips to go, and they're not seeing that. You've seen chips potentially build out a giant bear flag here. It does not look particularly strong. cannot find a bid above PDC. I'll give you a readout in the mag because we haven't talked about that yet. Apple 1.13% up, Amazon 1.19% up, Google 0.5% up, Meta 0.18% down, Microsoft 1% down, Nvidia 1.85% down, Tesla 1.57% down, Oracle 1.33% down, AMD 0.77% down. You get the gist. Like, there's a lot of selling off. How are we looking? Yeah, even all the quantum names pulling back. And guess what's found a bid? All right, we've come out of chips. Guess what's found a bid? Healthcare. Talked about that yesterday live on stream. All right, they are trying to base and chop here in yesterday's value. We are seeing strength in the ES because healthcare has caught a bid. We are seeing weakness in the Qs because the semis cannot catch a bid yet. I mean, they have, but they're not through PDC. They held previous day low, but they can't get through PDC. They cannot get through 225, 230 that we talked about. If this base is above this grey box, it can find relief all the way up here to 120, 150. That's where the last big sellers came in. Okay, so we have this seller caught. This is your big boy. And they can come and visit this guy up here and fill some of these imbalances. All right, if they can hold the print above value, this is where they will try and squeeze to, and this grey box. And then we make another decision up there. The semi is not filling me with confidence. How are we doing here? We do have a new hourly candle, 4-hour candle. We could reprice back up some of this. We could come up to here quite comfortably for a 50% reprice. It would make sense to come up to there and then make a decision. All right, ES really starting to get going. So back through its New York Open on ES, we are not seeing that reaction yet. Like I said, elsewhere, semis are heavy. Here comes the revisit towards 120, I would imagine. So I'd say 120 to 155 is the next reaction. If you are long from here, you want to be locking some in and trying to hold some up to here. You are now, I will remind you, you're now in an inside day. You just double check that. Yeah, you're an inside day all the way up to 120. Okay, inside day up to 120. Don't move that. So 120 matters. Over 120, we go back into an outside day. Strength in the ES, strength in the energy sector, I assume. Strength in the, let's have a look. There you go. Healthcare finding a bid. Energy not finding a bid. So just healthcare really at the moment and consumers. You can see the semis weak. Rotation back into healthcare. That's why ES is finding a bid. We talked about that yesterday. All right. They're trying to defend previous day value area high now. We now have a buyer here at 62s. Oh, thank you. Legend. Thanks, Hope. So do we come collapse back inside of yesterday's value or not? Still holding. So they're holding yesterday's value right now. They're trying to get you that print up to 120. I think 120, 150 is going to matter. Is Donald Trump speaking today? Probably. He speaks every day. Even if he doesn't speak, he'll tweet something, won't he? Really good from ES. What a recovery. So holding of yesterday's value. Remember, this is your gamma level. This is PDC. This is current. This is a big level. But PDC, New York VWAP, gamma, point of control from the session. This is a big level. If they find relief from here, they're going to try and visit previous day high. Above that, we go outside bar again. I think 120 to 150, if you are long from here or here, this should be your target, all right, for your runners. Don't be expecting more than that because you are not seeing chips want to bid right now. That is your max target, I would say, right now. You are just not seeing chips want to find a bid at the moment. They are under PDC. They are under PDH. They cannot get above that 25 and 30 we talked about. It's absolutely key And if they can't find the bid, you are going to at least need to see a rotation into the mag. You're seeing it in Apple and Amazon, a little bit in Tesla as well, in fairness. Tight market here. They really want to get this squeeze to 120. I'm not trading it. No way. With what I'm seeing on the chips is way too risky, but they are trying to hold value to get the move to 120. It feels far too risky to bid this outside of value right now. Yeah. 220s. We're just stuck at 220s on SOXL. Can't move. So dangling around value here. This grey box is going to chop and chop and chop. So we went from this to this. If we hold this, we go from this to this. We can move this down a little bit. Respect that. It's going to be choppy while they build out. SOXL really does not look good to me. Really does not look good to me on SOXL. If they hold 220s and they get like a new leg up and recover 225, 230s, we can talk about like a big long, but I am not seeing that in this market. I'm seeing weakness in the leaders right now. That concerns me for any long play. It really concerns me. We've talked about this numerous times. Understand what you're trading right now. If you are trading the Qs and you are not watching the chips, I don't know what you're doing. All right, back down to point of control for this current session, 30,050. If they lose the bid here, I mean, there's no real reason to retest lower unless they want to sell it off at this point. Yeah, here they go. SOXL selling, lost 220s. There you go. Like I said, I don't like what I'm seeing in these chip names. I think it's very dangerous. I would say now you are just in a rotation day. We are in yesterday's value and we have created value down here ourselves. We are going to chop and chop and chop and chop. It is a see money, take money environment. I'd say potentially with a bearish edge even down here until it shows strength. There's a 700 lot buyer just showed up at 30,012, by the way. There's some big boys today on the tape. See if he pulls or not. SOXL looks like it's going to break, man. Here he is. And he filled. And if we sell through this now, you can mark out 10s now. 10s matter. Then we can go right back down to previous day point of control again, like box to box. Again, I just think it's going to chop and rotate you today. Some of you took it. Nice. I mean, it makes sense to take, if you're a range trader, it makes sense to buy this and sell this. And then leave this alone, see if you can get to extreme. So if you sold this, cover some, wait to see if you get to extreme. If you get down there and they trap and go, buy some, sell some, cover the extreme. All right, we're just in a range now. Yes, this is today's range. This is yesterday's range. 2-day range in here. Very strong rejection on ES there as well from its, what camera's that, 8:15 a.m. from its pivot. Again, all I'm really paying attention to over here is this cannot reclaim. And that's all I care about right now. That's previous day close. That's previous day high. These are the VWAPs. We're not recovering VWAP. We're not recovering close or previous day high. We are seeing lower high sell off. If this does this, we'll talk about a mega long, but it's not. And this is what I'm saying, like, understand what you're looking at. You have to understand the type of market environment we're in. We are in a range. We are in a range right now, losing a bid. Another 400 lot added here, buy side at 30,000. Man, these are some big boys today. Feeling better than last week? Yeah, I mean, you can probably hear it. I'm still a bit bunged up, but I'm definitely a lot better than I was. I'm not sweating buckets anymore. SOXL going to retest the lows by the looks of it. Back down to previous day point of control. Big sellers just came in very aggressive here at 30,000, 30,010. So you want to mark those levels out. If they stay heavy versus that on pops, they probably try and get a force down to low of day here. If they reclaim those levels, there's a squeeze back up towards previous day value area high. Right now, I'd say sell side is taking absolute control of this, but those are the levels, 30,000, 30,010, which we're going to come and test right now. Do they resell this for a break lower? That's just the question you've got. Here's the 10s. Rejected 10s back to the 30,000. They have to make their mind up now. If they reclaim 10s, you're going to go back up to 50s. If they stay heavy at 10s, there's a chance to break down underneath 75s to get you down towards low of day. You're just going to keep traversing this over and over until they've got enough people stuck. Rejecting 10 so far. Under the 30,000. Here comes the break lower now. In towards previous day point of control. This grey box. They lose this grey box. They go the next one. They hold this grey box and recover 10s. They come to this one. And you can see the chop. This is why we mark these zones out. Some of you newer guys have been asking me how to mark the zones out. This is why we mark them out. This is why we respect big levels that are traded. Not far away from a low of day attempt here on SOXL, which will be previous day low as well, which they did not take out earlier. Just giving you a heads up. You just hit your daily loss limit. The market is whack. The market is actually not whack at the moment. I'm not even being an arsehole. It just means you're not understanding what's going on. And again, I'm not being an arsehole, but you need to understand the environment. Why did you hit daily loss limit? That's what you have to ask. Instead of blaming the market, if you're like, the market doesn't suit my style right now, then why are you trading it? Right? These are things. If you are not a rotational trader, right? How many times have I told you? We are inside yesterday's value. We will chop these levels. This is what the market does to build liquidity out. It will chop and chop and chop and chop. And we will either find acceptance outside of value, or we'll do a fail break outside of value and come in. And if you can't understand that, that's just an education thing. Just use the lesson. But if you do understand that and you're trying to trade trend in this market environment, you are asking to get hurt. It's just an education thing. It's you don't need to be mean, guys. Like, it's not about being mean. Like, I used to do stuff like that and wouldn't understand why we didn't trend. Why aren't we trending today? Why aren't we doing this? Why aren't we doing... You've just got to understand. Once you understand everything, there's a video on... I think I did a free video on like your checklist for the day. The first thing is, what type of environment are we in? It's one of the first things you want to understand. Are we inside previous day? Are we inside value? The answer to that today is yes, actually. It's yes with a failed breakout is what it is. Gold and silver ripping, yeah, it'd be a hedge. Don't know how much they're ripping. I mean, they're still down on the day, but I think you're going to see some pretty hot inflation prints coming soon. See, for me, I'm like hands off. I don't trade range particularly well. So I scalped all the time momentum was here. I scalped on the way down. And now I'm just letting it do what it wants to do. Because I understand that this area here is vital. All right, we can do something like this. Right, and then when it's ready, it can use this for a break or a break. Or it can trap everyone and come back inside for the dance, which technically this would be your spring. I don't know how to draw a spring. Right? Fail, break, spring, recovery, all the other way. Right? You can do a little push and then this. And this would be the spring. If you're like, what are you talking about, spring? Just go and study some Wyckoff. What are the grey boxes? They're magic boxes called Alex's grey boxes that he draws in manually every day based on volume, based on key areas. That's what they are. You can get them by paying me £1 million, or you can just turn up on stream and follow them for free. You can just put them on your own charts, which I think is why a lot of you come here. Like, where is his grey boxes? I'll draw those grey boxes. Those are my targets. Those are the areas. He gives them to me for free, but I'm going to sit here and bitch and moan anyway. Discord bingo, yeah. Oh my God, that was awesome. Alex put that up yesterday. How many of those have we hit today? Did one of you get bingo already? The box question is ticked off. The volume profile question is ticked off. The EMA question, I don't know if that was there. That's been ticked off. I've seen that in chat. I sound calmer. I'm always calm until chat starts being silly. I'm all good, baby. Don't you worry about me. I'm good. I'm taking it easy today because this is not my A+ environment. If we'd got that morning, I tell you what. If we'd got this morning, I would have hammered in short here because that is an A+ setup for me where we leave buyers trapped for a nice rotation down. Unfortunately, we didn't get the lift, so I just had to scalp small. If we'd got that, I would have had something really strong to risk off to get this move, and I would have hit almost all my targets for it. But now, this is an environment, right, which I try and avoid. Like one of you just said, you hit daily loss limit. All right, I'm avoiding this environment because I know that this is a range. So I don't really care for it. I'll sit here as long as I have to. What's the graphy thing on the right? There goes. Bingo. This is anchored volume profile. Anchored to the 9:30 open. Okay, you can see we're just going box to box still. All right, nothing's changed. All right, we're holding current week, previous day point of control. We're rejecting previous day, current day value area high, and the volume nodes. We are box to box to box. Here's the question about why your glasses are so dark. So dark, no one asked yet. Yeah. All right, another 500 lot buyer here at the 20s. Big boys today, man. Some big boys. When you do those small scalps, Alex, do you just place your stop behind the big players? Do you spot the scalps on Bookmap? Yeah, my stop, I always try and put my stop behind a big volume node. All right, where possible. When I'm scalping, to be honest, I'm very aggressive with my stop. I'll just move it down because if I'm scalping, by nature, what that means is I haven't got the best entry that I want. So, for example, we did this dance for the opening, I don't know, however many minutes this morning and then broke. What I would have liked to see is this here for me to get short and leave my stop here and let it work. So if I have to join in breakdowns here, all right, I respect like each level here, and if there, say there's a big buyer or a big seller here, I'll put my stop behind, and as we break I move my stop down because I've lost key level. Key level is up here, so by scalping I'm much smaller in size and much more aggressive with my stop. I don't care, it might be 2-3 trades of $100 or whatever. If it stops me out, for example, for 10 points or 5 points, it's fine. I'm not always going to get this full move when I haven't got the prime position. It's just how it is. What do I think about now? My worry about now is it's become a retail name. All right, so it was a retail name. No one was interested. All right, and then it started becoming very retail heavy here, and then it got announced that Trump had bought it, and now everyone wants it. Now, obviously, Jensen's saying this is a $200 stock, but at the end of the day is every buyer since May 2023 is underwater. And it doesn't matter what you think of that stock, that's a fact. And technicals beat anything else. So, and for me, I'm not going to bid down here cheap. It would need to really recover some of this. It's not something I'm interested in. It's just going to become a retail name. Can already feel it. Until something majorly changes, it just feels like a very, very retail-led name. You can see it on X. You can see the YouTube videos. Everyone's talking about it. Oh, now it's undervalued. And Jensen said it's undervalued. And Trump bought this. And Trump... Shut the fuck up. If every buyer's underwater since 2023, I couldn't give a fuck about stock. Right? Like, sorry to be an asshole in how I talk. But you got 3 years of buyers stuck. Your fucking Intel moonshots happen once in a blue moon. So I would rather position my hard-earned capital into something which is good value, which isn't retail heavy, which is holding a trend, right? That's where my head goes with it. It's like saying, like, I hate retail heavy names, man. Unless I can see a short squeeze and I'm early. I don't want to join after retail talk about it. It's a nightmare. All right. We now have 3. This is kind of weird. It's not every day you see this, all right? We have 3 lots of big sellers here. Look at these spikes. Every $10, right? 30,000, 30,000, 10, 30,000, 20. These are big boys. Look at the delta here. Big sellers. Just be aware of that. It's starting to look a little unusual, I would say, in how we're setting up here. SOXL, new lower day. Just saying. I think we're probably going to melt here. New low of day, SOXL. Previous day low taken now, SOXL. So if you were short, cover some here and then just hold your runners. See if you find acceptance. If SOXL starts dumping under previous day low, it's going to come straight back to 200. And actually 194 is the level that it's going to aim for. Big sellers in this market right now. I'm going to wait to see what we do each side of this range. If we can get to each side of this range to take the next trade. I'd say sellers are in control from 30,000, 30, 10, 30, 20. That's what I would say right now. There's the little bid of previous day low, right on previous day low on SOXL. So let's see if they pop and then flush back underneath. You can watch 30,000 to 30,000, 20. I will not be trading the pop up here right now. So low of day swept, SOXL. Previous day low tagged, SOXL. ES coming back into PDC and VWAP. We are not aligned anywhere here right now. Major divergence. Major divergence. Where's previous day low for us? All right, SOXL is down here. Remember I said 700s is the level today. We lose that, it's night. That's where SOXL is. So majorly weak in semis today. And we are still at the edge of range, aren't we? We're just at the edge of range. I wouldn't be bidding on this because I'm shit at bidding on range. But this looks scary to bid on to me today. Iran news coming out. I mean, it's been coming out non-stop, isn't it? Even that move pre-market was Iran news. Still looks like it wants lower. It's all on SOXL here. It's still holding previous day low. I think a break is very close to coming here on SOXL, and I would be very careful if you've been long bias here. Right, here comes the break. SOXL, new low of day, under previous day low now. If they wash this, you're going to get low of day on NQ as well because we are following the weak asset. And that's previous day value area low here. So we're still inside value. And I'm waiting to see if we move outside of value. Also, this blue line here is current week's value area low. If we lose this line here, which is where we found a bid Tuesday and on that shortened Monday session. Hang on, Monday, yeah, Tuesday, and on the shortened Monday, Sunday session. If we lose that bid, then I think the 700s is possible. Here we come. SOXL breaking under previous day lows. We've got some imbalances down here to fill. I would not be bidding on this market with semis selling the way they are. Really like dangerous move. Pop starting to be sold now. You can see it for the first time today. 900s is on deck here now. Yeah, it's a bidder at 900. See if they wash him. 80 lot, and then under that 850s, they're going to keep selling it by the looks of it. So we've built out liquidity. If we start rejecting this, what I'd say now is if we build liquidity out here, or even up here and do this, there's a breakdown into these. If they want to do the failed break, it will have to be something like this to come back upside. At the moment, you're now leaving current day's volume value, you're leaving previous day's value. This is current week's value. If we start selling this, I would not rule out 700s today if they get very heavy. Oh, chips are absolutely melting. So under the 205s, under the 210s we talked about, the next level like we talked about was 200 and 194s. Tony, that's awesome. Nice work, man. Nice work. All right, if they build out liquidity here and sell it, you're going to get a dive down. So you don't want to chase here. You need them to build out some liquidity at these lows. They just keep selling it unless you're already in it. Some of you range traders, if you're in from up here, good. Even if you're in from here, doesn't look too bad. It looks like they're just going to extend this range at the moment. Again, I will remind you, this is your guide right now. That is your guide, all right? Whoever was calling bullish, and I was like, nope, you're not recovering. How many times did I say 225s to 30s? And this is their target right now. They're going to come right down in. And to make this make sense for you, there is a gap fill here, all right, after a big pump. Understand what you're trading. You must understand what you're trading. Do you think there will be a flush SpaceX hard after IPO? Most investors will try and go out, keep burden on retail. I mean, my thing is there's so many IPOs this year, Anthropic, SpaceX, etc., etc. Where's all the extra capital coming from? That would be my bigger question right now. Where's the liquidity and capital coming from to buy those names? I don't know, man. We're heavily extended, so something would have to give, right? So that's where my head's at. I think there's a sell the news event coming. I just don't know what the event's going to be to cause it. Okay, close to this gap now on semis. Right, building back up here. So this level here is either where we build liquidity or it becomes the failed break, like we talked about earlier. So this level here matters now for them to make a decision. Is it a failed break or do they protect this and continue to sell? ES found a bid. There's not much selling, not much going on here. So either they protect these 30s or they lift straight back up to 65s for a failed, look below and fail. This is, remember, value from the current week. We're now inside IB. So then come right back up here and check this same level we broke down from and make a decision there. We just drew out the pathing for this for you. Any chance I can make a video about my setup? Yeah, it's called Buy the Course. There's the video. There's the video. It's called Spend a Bit of Money to Learn What I Do. I give enough for Edge here for free. battleground here. Come on, what are you doing? Can we get some alignment? I'll wait to see if SOXL rejects previous day low here or not. If it recovers it, it'd be a failed break confirmation. Bought the course and the indicators, can't get the indicators, have emailed. Where have you emailed, my friend? When and where did you email? Maybe you're in my spam. Can you send an email now to info@flowzonetrader.com? Maybe you went to my spam. I can't see you anywhere. Well, sometimes you just got to be honest. I feel like I give a lot here for free. All right, battle over this zone now. Big battle over this zone now. We're still inside of initial balance. What's the selling at the lows looking like? There was a 120 lot seller at 900s. Yes, getting rejected VWAP. I don't know, man. Like it's just sort of stuck around that level. You haven't seen follow through yet. It hasn't made a new low yet. It's just chopping. Maybe you see follow through, but it's just chopping. I'd say at these 900s, we have a seller who has been caught. So if they keep protecting 900s, he's going to get upset. If you get under 900s, it's 112 lot right at 900s. Currently caught, so there's the break under 900s. So do they stay heavy on the back test of 900s now? SOXL not breaking down. What's leading to this? Recovery of 900s. I'd be careful that that's not a little trap down there. They are getting very, very finicky on these levels. No acceptance lower yet. We're right at the sort of lower kind of band where we can find a bid here. So I'd be very, very conscious looking for too much more lower right now until you see more liquidity build out. And time, really. It needs time probably more than anything. This 900 just like can't make its mind up. Under, over, under, over, under, over. They keep trying to sell it. And we're not really moving lower. That last move down to 80s was instantly bid back up. Might find relief here soon. Here you go. It's not a buy yet. Certainly not a buy. I'm just saying, like, from here, this 900's a big, big level. Where's the next put wall? Where's P1? Are we through P1? I can't even see it. Is it up here with it? Oh, it is. Is it double stacked? It is. Okay. Starting to bid back above value here. It's starting to bid back above value. They are trying to force a lift up here to come and retest point of control. This is going to matter up here. It's really going to matter up there what they do. They're looking for a lift to point of control, and then if they get through that point of control, they will try and test the player at 30,000. Remember the big sellers, 30,000, 30,000, 10, 30,000, 20. They're trying to get a lift up there to test them. SOXL can't get back above previous day low right now. So you have like a market which doesn't know what to do. ES is right at its midpoint. Like it's holding on pretty good because healthcare is good. I would say SOXL, previous day low, will matter. Recovery or not. And see, they're trying to get this up to point of control. They're trying to get to here. And if they get through that, they're going to try and go 30,000, 30,000, 10, 30,000, 20. Look, here they come. Come on, Bookmap. Where you gone? Where you gone, Bookmap? Here they come. So they're going to try and get this lift. Still not telling. Here's the previous day low check, SOXL. This is what matters to me. Do they want to stay outside those lows or not? Or are we going to go inside bar and chop for the day? Which would mean a fail break above previous day high, a fail break below previous day low, and a trade inside. Here's previous day point of control check. So if you are long, pay yourself here. And this is the part that now matters. Inside previous day low now. SOXL, they're trying to get this squeeze up. 30,000, 30.10, 30.20. Those are where the big boys are. Bye, darling. All right, sweetheart. You're late. Okay. All right. Love you. All right. So I'd say if pullbacks hold here into here, you've got a chance to base out. Otherwise, this can be a two-legged failure. So buyers will not want it below this little block here now. Again, chips. I don't feel confident about trading right now. If you look at ES and then look at semis, they couldn't be further apart if they tried right now. But this is the area where buyers will need to absorb, which they are trying to do right now. And if they can do this absorption and get back above 80s, they will try and lift. So if you want to trade this, they will try and lift to 30s. 30,000, then 10s, then the 20s. That's what they're trying to do. So they're trying to hold this little node that we've just created down here. They're trying to hold this to lift to here. The play right now for buyers is, if they've caught enough, is to hold this, get to here, and then 30,000, 10, and 20, and that's your out. Anything above that is an absolute bonus. But remember, that's where the sellers work. Remember the jagged sellers I showed you earlier? You can see imbalance here. This is where they're trying to get 30,000, 30.10, 30.20. They want to test up there to say, hey, are you still here or are you done with it? That's all the market's trying to do. Here's previous day point of control. They want to test 30,000, 30,010, 30,020. So if you're long in this for the lift, here we go. There we go. Here comes the 30s. Through the 30s, we test 10 and 20s. I did take a bit of piece on this scout through the point of control. We're starting to prove ourselves now. Trimming some here. Come on. Nice. So here's 30,000 test. Come on, Bookmap. Why are you extending like that? And then we'll see if we can get up to 20s now. And I'm not going to be greedy here. Because this is a range trade and I'm not very good at trading range. But what we're currently saying is we can't find acceptance outside of value area low. So we've come back to the mid. We're going to come and test the sellers we just talked about. If they got through these sellers, right, if you're really good, you're going to get this trade up here, all the way up here. This would be the full rotation, but I'd partial some out now, hold some runners to see if you can go do the full range. Where's the range? Here to here. Yesterday's range. The seller stacked here, just at 10s. They're trying to resell 10s. He's not that big. Again, SOXL matters. All right, we just went wick to wick. If you look at that 5-minute candle, look at the low at 9.45. Look where we just came up to. Look at previous day's low. These levels matter. Can we find acceptance above this? I'd say any acceptance back above 12s, and this thing's got squeeze potential on SOXL to help the NQ. So you should just be runners now. You've hit TP1. Stop break even or above break even and see if you can get 10, 20, 50. 10, 20, 50, 70 is what I'd look for on a left. 10, 20, 50, 70 on the way up. And then be done with it. I'll tell you what, the delta at 30,000 is massive. 674 sell lot at 30,000. For that. Got a devil's number now. 666 at 30,000. All right, we got to get back above him. We got to get this seller stuck. We get this seller stuck. If he hasn't exited and he starts exiting and panicking, we get the lift we want for the runners. It's on this guy here. Here we go. Give me 10s. Give me 10s, Give me 20s, give me 50s, give me 70s. So there's another 500 lot at 10s. We're through him, so you got them stuck now. Now we've got to get through 20s where there's a 756 lot. So you've hit TP1, TP2. Let's get this 756 lot stuck. And if we get through him, we're going 50s and 70s. This matters now. Make sure you've paid yourself. Do not be overly aggressive, okay? It's a range trade. It's all it is. Come on, I want to get this. I want this 756 lot to start covering, and then we can have a laugh here. Small size left, but it'd be nice if we get 50s and 70s. Come on, squeeze above him. Squeeze above him. Get him uncomfortable. Here we go. Here we go. Come on, sunshine. 50s and 70s. Make him uncomfortable. Come on. This is the level. It really matters here. It's VWAP as well. It really matters here. And then we're going to go 50s and 70s if we can get through it. I would have paid yourself 70+% of your position right now. It's a range trade. Don't expect too much. We're above him now. He should... If we hold a pullback into 20s, which we're not, if we'd held the pullback into 20s, he'd be very uncomfortable. Got to get back above him. Otherwise, I'm going to exit. All right, I'm done. Can always get back in. So we can just do the 20 to 30,000 chop. I'm out of it now. I wanted to see us hold a pullback into him. All right, so remember, we were trading into these guys paying. All right, so we reclaimed value. We reclaimed point of control. We traded into these big lots. They might well show up again. We got all the way to the top guy, this 500 lot here. You can see him here, this aggressive seller. All right, we paid ourselves. The moment we didn't hold a print into 20, I took the rest off. We can't. It doesn't mean it's done bidding, but for me, it's a squeeze in a range. It's a C setup at best for me, right? Nice, guys. Good work. Is it a Tyson trade? It is actually a Tyson trade. You're right. There's your initial balance. All right, look below and fail. Reclaim. Long trigger. Tyson trade. You're right. It can still hold this and do it, but I'm now done with it. This is getting spicy. This is starting to get spicy. This is the level, folks. There's previous day low. High, low, high, low, high, low. This is the level that matters in here. All right, if we start holding this, all the shorts down here are going to get very upset, and this squeeze starts to happen. And that's when you will get lift off in the queues. If we can start basing above this and get this move, you will get lift off in the queues. This is why we watch this for timing. We don't long. All the time we're selling off, selling off, selling off, selling off. Now we've started to recover. Longs may start taking place here. You need to see a base out here. You want to see it just base out and go. What you don't want to see is that there. That will be weakness. I'm done with this now. Like I said, these are my least favorite days, as we all know, on stream. As we know on stream. Is that order book on NinjaTrader? Are you showing those big three sellers? Yeah, this is the new indicator. This is the new flow zone spectra indicator. I don't know what to say, guys. I'll check my emails again. I still have not heard back from them. I chased last week. One of you said that you paid for the course and you've sent an email. I cannot see the email. Where have you sent it? Spam. There's no new emails. You want to email info@flowzonetrader.com. Make sure you are using the right email. info@flowzonetrader.com, or the one that's in the course setup. But make sure you're spelling it right, because whoever's just said that, there's no new email. I can't see anything. No, you don't need order flow for NinjaTrader for the new indicator, Tyson. But if you do have order flow for NinjaTrader, then what it will give you is the level 2 book. So it will print not just delta and volume, it will also print, like Bookmap has, the limit orders above and below for you to see on the book, on the side of the book, right? So it will It's useful if you have it, but you don't need it. You'll still get everything else. Starting to see pullbacks start to hold on SOXL here. It's the same levels. See how we're doing the dance? This looks like they might want to drive out here. There's a seller at 25s now. It's the same levels. 30,000, 3010, 3020. Through that, 3050 gets attacked because that's where the big outlying delta is, right? 30,000, 10, 20, 50. Through 50, we can probably come up to 70, which is basically value area high from yesterday and value area high from today up at 90s. So they are now, look at the absorption down here. We are starting to see, for now, sellers start to be absorbed. So if we can get continuation through 20s now, you should get the 50s. You have an imbalance there. And if you get above previous day value area high, I mean, you should be taking profit into this move here. There's an argument then to come and revisit the player at 120s we talked about this morning. Big outlying guy right up here. We are still in value. This is still just a rotation, right? Just remind yourself. Value area low, point of control, value area high from yesterday. Value area high today, value area low today, point of control today. But you're starting to see no acceptance below, which means we're going to come the other side. Or we should come to the other side of value, I should say. No acceptance below current week, previous day, current day. No acceptance below W formation. Hold. We should revisit the other side. All right. If we fail there, we come back down again. If we find acceptance there, well, then we should come to the 120, 150s. Alex, I learned a lot today, even in this market. Didn't lose money and made some. That's great, man. All that matters is that you learn. Don't worry about the money. The money will come once you understand the market and once you understand yourself, really, more than anything. Learn the market, understand the type of environment, and then understand yourself. The biggest problem is traders start learning the market and then they haven't learnt their own ticks, their own problems, their own issues, and then they go, why is this market so shit? And it's like, it's not. It's either you don't understand it or you don't understand yourself. You're either over-risking, over-leveraged, on tilt, have fear or greed issues, one of those issues, or you don't understand the conditions. One of those two things causes you to lose. Other than that, if you lose with a good trade and it stops you out, it's just normal. It's part of trading. You're not going to win everything. No, the new software will not be available on TradingView. TradingView just cannot do it. It's just not good enough. And the chop continues. I will chop you to death until you learn. Anyone know why your view up is higher? Well, your view up is probably this one up here, 30,090. This is the New York view up. HLO say nay nay. Yeah, we're rejecting. Well, we rejected it. This drive up here is basically your Globex low. This orange line. And this is the box, isn't it? That's Globex. All right, and we're now inside of yesterday. So we'll think about where we bid out of yesterday, where we bid out of today, right? The afternoon pullback or the morning pullback low. There's the bid. So we know buyers are here. At the moment, we're bidding that same level. If we lose that level, I think it would be a problem. Like I talked about, we start losing these sevens, it would be a problem because you're going to have 1 lot of stops, 2 lots of stops, 3 lots of stops, 4 lots of stops now, and then you're going to have everyone trapped, but we're not seeing that yet. Anchoring on different timeframes can alter VWAPs. It shouldn't. Maybe if you're using Project X or something that's shit. But it shouldn't really. If you're anchoring 930, it should be the 930. The reason I say that is because it's measuring volume. What it is not doing is measuring like an EMA or an SMA based on candles. So it shouldn't really change. Your anchor should be the same. If you're using product shit, then you're going to find problems. I've talked about it many times. And whoever coded that is a bit of a dingbat. After my 12 accounts blown on that crazy giant up candle a week ago, oh, that one that ripped everyone's faces, yeah. Trying to pass 4 accounts carefully, I learned a lot. That's good, man. What are you waiting for now, Alex? Well, I've just lost a bit of interest in the market right now. I've taken the long. SOXL's starting to find a bid at that key level. I think there's a really good chance that this wants to revisit this. But what we're now seeing is, as SOXL's trying to do this move, you're starting to see weakness in ES. I'm just not really interested right now. Like, there's an argument to bid here for the move up. It's just like, meh, you know, like it's not an A+, but like if I was going to look for anything, it's that. But I'm kind of done. I'm not too much enjoying this. Like, we know Alex doesn't love trading this. Those are the 3 levels. These are the levels we're respecting. If I was going to bid here for this move, it means I'm bidding midpoint of this part of the range, which is awful, really. And I'm bidding under VWAP for that rotate. Like, there's not alignment. If we think about this, I'm bidding the most traded level from the current week. This is current week point of control. The most traded level from yesterday and the most traded level from today, right? So to make this make sense, that's fair value from current week, previous day, and current day, which means what? It's going to piss about a lot, because buyers and sellers both agree that that's a fair price. So if I'm bidding fair price and I'm trying to get a sell up at premium price and they decide, no, actually, we're going to come back down and wash you out, I have to basically risk this to make this. I'm just not keen on it, even though I think that's what it wants to do. Where's my RR? It doesn't feel very good. It doesn't feel very good. So for me at the moment, it's just sit out. I do think it's trying to lift. I do think we are starting to see what we would want to see on this, unless it traps. All right, we're starting to see this build out. Remember, we've talked about this. There's previous day low. There's the W. There's the reclaim. We're building out liquidity here. If it can keep holding this, there is an argument for this to revisit this level here. And if it gets through that up here, all right. So if they can hold this, I think this does this, and that helps the NQ. But where's the edge? I would ask, where's the edge in this market right now? I don't think there's a whole lot of edge. If we just zoom out, I'm just going to take this off for a second. All right. The edge was in this market. This overnight was a very obvious, simple long. I'd say these overnight levels, this here, clean long. Really good. This here, pretty good sell. Right? New York Open, we never revisited that. We just went straight inside current week, previous day. Where's previous day value very high? Yeah, previous day. All right, so my edge is gone. I want to be outside of this for real edge, for me, for how I like to trade. I want to be outside of this. So now I just wait. All right, we recover this. Okay, maybe there's an argument to get back up to here again and then probably sell back down. We come under this, maybe we get follow through. But in this, we're going to build out liquidity. I don't really want to be the guy trying to play in a very dense area. I'd rather avoid that and wait for momentum to come back in. There you go. So if I just bid on fair value, I just got washed out, didn't I? Like we just talked about. It just lacks edge for me here. How do I draw the grey boxes? I basically just close my eyes and just randomly put them on, and I just pray that I've got them in, you know, some decent areas. They're just I draw them on high volume nodes and SNR levels. Okay, they're high volume nodes and SNR levels. That's all they are. Okay, Trump live, but nothing's happening yet. But the market doesn't like it. They're like, oh fuck, what's this guy gonna say? All right, so they're high volume levels and SNR. If we think about this, what happened here? Support became resistance, we sell. What happened here? Support became resistance, we mark this out, we sell. What happened here? We found a bid. 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 They're levels of interest where the market's shown me it likes reacting to it. That's all it is. It's really not that complicated. And then you can find high volume and low volume nodes that sort of align with it as well. Chop, 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 chop. Back to previous day value area low. Probably come and retest previous day point of control. Probably just chop everyone to death. Yeah, bingo. Do you think you need Bookmap and flow zones in order to trade order flow? Can you just use the charts? Waiting to start trading properly on a low budget. I mean, it's each to their own. You don't need flow zones. You don't necessarily need Bookmap. You don't necessarily need order flow. Maybe you just trade naked candles. Maybe you trade a line chart and order flow. Maybe you just trade Bookmap. It's each to their own. Like, do you like Nike? Do you like Adidas? Do you like both? I don't know. Like, there's a million ways to trade, my friend. Million ways to trade. This is just how I trade. It's not necessarily the right way for you. It's just how I like to trade. Am I watching CVD? Yeah, it's on Bookmap above me. See this at the bottom? CVD. And the red line, CVD. I'm watching it. I just don't have it on the chart for you guys, but I'm watching it. Adidas. What you say? Adidas. Nike. Oh my God. Adidas. Fucking Adidas and Nike, bruv. In it. All right, still we're chopping. No edge in this market. We're back on the PDL now on SOXL as well. ES still holding the lows. Hasn't swept. It looks very dangerous, the SPY and ES having those big long wicks at those lows twice. What's causing weakness in ES? Probably energy. Energy. I mean, it's not weaker, it's a stronger market. But like, this is what's selling today. And this, which is heavier. Look at these like downside moves. Like, look at QCOM. Right? These are heavier in the Qs. This is only in the ES. This is also only in the ES. So this is where the sell's coming from in the ES. This is where the strength's coming from in the ES. These. This is where the weakness is coming from in the Qs. While we have relative weakness. Like I said, I think ES wants to swipe those lows. I can't believe it saved those lows, but it has. Big sellers trying to come on the tape here to get back under value and come back down. But ES again finding a bid in front of those lows. It's somewhat surprising, I'll be honest. And you have Trump live as well. Let's get him up. It should be on any minute. He does have a cabinet meeting, but everything's a press opportunity now. That's exactly what it is. Oh my God, can we chop this anymore? Let's see. Choppity chop chop. Surprised that ES hasn't taken out the lows just because of the setup, not because of weakness or anything like that, just because it hasn't ran the stops down there all morning. We have divergence at those lows, at the IB low. Still nothing from Trump. This is not somewhere I would want to trade right now. Just holding value. Nothing to do here. I guess if you're a range trader, you could try bidding this, but with what chips are doing, I'd be uncomfortable and waiting for DJT. I'd be uncomfortable trying to bid or do anything right now. Do I stream the whole New York session? No, I'm not a complete psychopath. I do take a break in about an hour for lunch. I do not have any of those watches, no. Man, this is tape starting to thin out here. Be careful. They know what they want to do with it right now. No, my collection is I have an IWC engineer. I have this Amiga CMOS No Time to Die. I have an Amiga Planet Ocean Chrono. I have an Amiga All Gold DeVille, which was left to me from my grandfather. It's vintage. I have a Rolex two-tone Datejust, which is a wedding gift from my wife. What else have I got? I have a Tudor 39 Pelagos titanium. I have a old Bolivia World War II. What else have I got? Lots in there. Some other stuff. Can't even think. Brain's dead. You're buying a Rolex with your payout. Well, it wouldn't be the first thing on my list to buy. Not in terms of, I mean, it depends how much money you've got, but you're better off putting money in the market than buying yourself something. But, you know, each to their own. Got to treat yourself sometimes. I get it. I get it. You got an Amiga 300 Skyfall. Nice. They're nice. It's the black and white one with the arrowhead. Right? I think so. Like the vintage looking one. Very nice. Yeah, I can't wait to get myself an AP Swatch. With a labuba. On my Supreme bag. With my Nike TNs. What a fucking disaster. A labuba. The labuba of all watches. Oh god. What's the best futures prop firm right now? I think like it's close between a few of them, but I'd say it all depends at what stage of your career you're at. But I would say Lucid is probably the number one. Lucid and Tradeify and Funded Next. My Funded Futures and Take Profit Trader is one of my favorites with Lucid, but it's for a beginner trader it's a bit harder because you have to deal with the trailing drawdown in the pro accounts. But it's each to their own. You know, you want to check the rules for each of them. Apex need to do a bit of work right now. I didn't read the email this morning. Apparently the live account announcement was better than this morning than first anticipated. So I need to look at that. They're still good. You can still scale. You can still take payouts. But I know there was a big disappointment with the live accounts. So there was a big pushback on that. I know that they're making changes to it. I know there was an announcement this morning. I just didn't have time to read it. Still great. I mean, you can still take out ample amount of money. And if you get moved to live, hopefully they'll make it better and better and better. What's the issue with Top Step? What's the good thing about them? Price? No, not good. Platform? No, not good. Change of rules? No, not good. Business acumen? No, not good. How they talk about people? No, not good. Not going to get a penny of my money. No chance. No chance, mate. Well, that's the thing with Apex that the big pushback was about that, the 20 accounts moving over. And still they rotate yesterday's value. You can see why I've lost interest in this right now, folks. So if you learn anything, the hardest thing to do in trading is learning when not to trade. At the moment, there is nothing I want to press right now. I'm not interested. Trump is also late. Someone go and wake him up and give him his meds. We could do with the market waking up. We need him to talk to get this thing moving. Tradeify's great. Yeah, Tradeify's great. I'm not going to the match, no. I couldn't find anyone stupid enough to buy the debenture tickets with me. Saved myself 15 grand there, which is probably a good thing. So I'm going to host it at mine. I'm going to have some friends over. We are going to order some food. I might even do a fry up, but I'll probably just order because I'll be so stressed. So for me, the kickoff's at 9 a.m. on Saturday. So we'll do that. If we win, I'll be going down to the Queen's Head in Santa Monica and getting absolutely shit-faced. Fucking points of Stella, son. And if we lose, I will go and sit by the pool. All right, Cole. Well, we'll see. We'll see. They're a good team, but, you know, we're very strong in defense, mate. So we'll see. Yeah, it was 15k a ticket. The only tickets I could get were debenture tickets. I don't know what you would call those in America, debentures. The ones where basically you get like a lunch or a dinner first and a talk from, it would have been an Arsenal legend like Ian Wright or Tony Adams, and then a box seat. It's the only thing I could get. They were 15 grand a pop. And I couldn't find anyone stupid enough to pay it with me. Like a VIP, yeah, VIP. Okay, so here's a rotation again. So value area low held. So any of you who are rotational traders, you are laughing today. Value area low, point of control, value low, point of control. If they hold this, they try and get value high. If they reject this, they come back down to here, and you can see the chop. Box, box, box. Nothing's changed. Box to 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 box. Yeah, it's a rotational day, but we are starting to get compact down here. I will say that. You can see we're starting to get compact down here. If they start failing to break away lower and too many sellers come in looking for the lows, you'll see this rotation back to the highs. Highs of value, that is. And they find acceptance there, up here. Hangovers suck when you lose. Oh, mate, trust me. I know. I still remember 20 years ago, I did the same thing. I was at university, I was at Brunel, having a house party. With it on, we went down to 10 men. I lost my fucking shit. We went 1-0 up. I remember it like yesterday. And then I could feel the press coming in the last 20 minutes. And so I left and I went and sat on my bed upstairs and watched it in my bedroom, in a horrible student bedroom. It was like a 1930s house. The carpet hadn't been changed since like 1960s. It was an awful green carpet. And I sat and watched it on this tiny little TV. And I watched them go 1-1 and then 2-1 in the last 10 minutes. And I was frothing. The last thing I did was go out. Stayed at home. Stayed at home drunk. It was awful. The chart you show for 2 to 5 seconds show big order candles. What is that chart and how do I have the same chart with the same settings? It's the new indicator that is coming on from Flowzone. It's not ready yet. But alternatively, there is a video on my YouTube on how to get order flow for free on NinjaTrader. You can use that and I'll show you how to turn it on. Something similar. It's not as good, but it's something. Is 100 points considered tight rotation? Well, in the current market environment, I'd say yes. Historically, if you go back for a few years, no. It would not be considered tight. 30, 40, 50 points would be 40 points would be considered tight. 80-point IBs would be considered fantastic. Not anymore. Not anymore. If we think about the IB low to IB high, I'll put this back on, haven't I? Took it off for a while. All right. What's our range right now? All right, 300-point IB. Value for today, 130 points to that. I mean, it's not bad. It's scalpable. But you got to remember, this environment is not an environment that suits me well. So I limit my trading in these environments. Can I explain how Lucid is better than TPT? Just trying to pick the right prop. It's not better. It's different. It's easier on Lucid once you pass the evaluation. So Lucid, I trade the flex counts on Lucid. Lucid, you can pass in 2 days. TPT, you need 5 days to pass. So Lucid, you get through the eval quicker. They both have no trailing drawdown in the eval, no max loss limit in the eval, just your big daily loss limit. Once you get a pro account, nothing changes on TPT. It's exactly the same. On Lucid, sorry, it's exactly the same. TPT, you go to a trailing drawdown in the pro accounts, all right? And that's why they're harder for newer traders. What did we just say? Box to box. It just happened again. Point of control failed. Back down to value area low again. This thing cannot make its mind. I would be worried about ES. ES looks like it wants to break the lows, but Trump's still not talking. But ES, I cannot believe it hasn't cleaned out these low shelves down here, to be quite honest. It should just come and smash them. Now, SOXL keeps rejecting previous day low and coming back to the downside. So you're going to get a churn and churn and churn. There's still this guy at 900 to be filled. He's been here the whole time. 200 lot at 900, still not filled. They're just waiting for Trump. They're going to trap everyone until Trump gets here, I think. And then they're going to do some awful move, probably. He probably won't even say anything. He'll probably get to the mic and it will just do something bonkers. He's live? Well, I don't think he's talking. I've got him up on my monitor. He's not talking. At least on Associated Press. Unless they've got an issue on a delay. Is he actually saying stuff? No, he's not talking, man. You guys with the misinformation. These wicks on ES look so dangerous down here, man. So flipping dangerous on ES right now. Look at that. I'm very surprised that if they nuke these, you might get a nasty wash. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Very dangerous positioning here. There's still this guy at 900 waiting to be filled. Do they fill him before Trump comes on is the question. I think they're going to try and get down to him. 25 as a bid. All right, ES going for those lows we just talked about. He's trying. He's on the golf course, yeah. Sorry, guys, there's nothing to do here at the moment. We're just stuck. Once we move away from this, I'll be interested. But at the moment, I lack interest in this. We're at a key level. I don't want to try and fade it before he comes and talks. I don't want to try and bid off this for the rotation. I want to wait for him to come out and say something. Imagine you bid off this and he gets to the market and he says, fuck Iran. No, I haven't been there in LA yet. You mean the big new, I don't know what you call it, virtual theatre thing? Is that what it's called? I know what you mean. They're still trying to fill this guy at 900. It's where they're trying to get. You can see him on the tape. He's at 900s, 200 lot. ES are very close to those lows we just talked about. They're coming for the guy at 900. ES about to take the lows. All right, ES just took the lows, so it's doing the move. They've got sick of waiting for him. They're like, okay, we're going to do it now. SOXL starting to get down towards the lows as well. You might get IB low. Here's the 225 bid. So there's a buy here, 225 lot 900. If they fail that, you're going to get 850s. And I'm going to get annoyed because they're going to do it while I'm waiting for him. So he's filled the 900, that big player that we just talked about. ES now taking out the lows as well. So big seller now down there at the 900 because they had to fill that buyer. So we know that's a big over-under now. Like I said, ES probably going to come and clean these out. I'd be very concerned about that. There you go. Just get them clean them out. You don't leave these so clean like that. I'm officially bored. This is how trading should be. Bored. Boredom. Maybe we can do some giveaways to make it more fun. How are we doing on the likes? Oh my God, guys, nothing. All right. 1,000 likes, Apex giveaway, you know the score. 1,000 likes. Why I'm dumping? Just be careful around here. This thing doesn't know what it wants. You're at value area low for the week here. You're at IB low. If you get expansion under these sort of 900s, 870s, we can come and test 800s, and then we can test 750s. Lose 750s, it's a big problem for the market. That would be the low side of this current week's range. Not value, just the whole range. Yes, new lows. SOXL hasn't broken down yet. Remember, SOXL, I think, wants 200. And under 200, 194s is the big level. That'll be your target if you're short on SOXL. Got MVTS getting hammered today. IONQ holding up pretty well. Look at USAR caught a bid again today. I'm glad we're still holding that. Looks good. Still holds really well. Portfolio is still looking great. And I'm happy to sit in UUU long term at the moment. The USAR looks good. I'm about to turn this off for Trump because he's so late. I'm getting bored. Right, 900s is your level you're over under right now. It's where the sellers came in. Take care, Tyson. Nice one, dude. Is 30,000 above off the table today? No, that's hardly yet. It's 100 points away. No, definitely not. Definitely not off the table. Think about this. All right. All they have to do is trap sellers down here and reclaim, and they're at 30,000 in no time, and then print above can squeeze to here. It's here and here is what's more interesting, what happens there. If we continue the sell, this is the pivot. All right, and this is the reason I'm saying that. Well, I'll go to the H1. It's going to make it easier for you guys to see. It's the same thing we talked about this morning. Nothing's changed. Current week's value. Current day's value. Previous day's value. Big level. Rotation. Lose this, gap fill becomes available. Why? There's nothing in here. These are the levels. That's the edge where I expect buyers to show up somewhere in here. If they don't show up, it is a sign of weakness, and we can revisit some pretty big levels. Like this is the RBS zone which we held. If buyers don't want to protect this and create new liquidity out here, where are we going to come? We're going to revisit previous week probably. So this becomes a big level, and it's probably in the newsletter. I'll probably put that in the newsletter. I can't even remember. I'll go and have a look in a minute. But certainly 30,000 certainly not off the table. Above that, certainly not off the table. Is new week opening gap, new day opening gap key for order flow? Well, it's key for anything, mate. If you understand what a gap is, it's key for anything. At the moment, we're gap and go, aren't we, on the weekly? He probably doesn't teach you that, but you're gap and go on the weekly. We haven't come back and tested that gap on the weekly, so we're holding prints. $30,000 is a blow-off trap. I mean, I would argue a little bit higher. If they're going to do that, just based on structure, this here is key. So if they're going to do that move, and you think this is a blow-off, the only thing I'd say to that is it's very rare that we make an all-time high overnight. Normally these don't hold. It's the only thing I'd say. If you go and look statistically, normally they don't hold, they will get taken. But if you think this is the blow off and buyers are caught, I agree, buyers are caught. It's why we wanted to drive up this morning if we we're going to sell. But the weakness comes under this. Under this, you have all of this stuck, and then we can reprice to here. This is still bullish on a weekly, by the way. And we will come into this old 2-3 week balance range that we had. Okay, so if we can't hold prints above here, we will rotate this. If we come under this, the market is going to get absolutely cooked. And this is where you're going to see like big liquidity issues. One day at a time, one trade at a time, though. We deal with those levels as and when we come in. $34,000's a fib number. Let me have a look. I know we've already hit the measured. 751 is what I'd be looking at. $751's the next move. That would be the measured move of basically this whole year. From the October high to the low. That's your measured move, 750. Which is also basically top bowl. We could do that this week, next week. We still haven't retested this. We might not. Again, we're getting upgrades, all right? It's starting to feel frothy, isn't it? Like, we're getting upgrades, man. We're not, this ain't coming down here again. Not anytime soon. It's just an inside. Like, everyone thinks it's giving everything back. That you can see where Alex got long from. I'm still long from this. 180s, I think, was my average in the end. 180s. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. But I'm not complaining. Still basing out. They look all right. Oh, well, should we turn Donald off? We've only got 30 minutes left. Are we there yet, folks? We need 100 and a bit more likes for the giveaway. You're green and you're bored and you're not over trading. I mean, that's good trading, man. Like, for me, I'm starting to see consolidation here. I don't really want to be a seller down here. I'm starting to see... right, consolidation down here. If they start to hold prints, this becomes available. The problem right now is that we're waiting for him to come out and say something bonkers, right? And the other thing is to, like I keep saying, you've got to have one eye on the SOXL, and we are right at previous day's low. It refused to print a new low, and we've come right back to previous day's low. And this is showing me right now we don't want to print under here. There's no acceptance under here. If we get above this, this becomes available to here, and the box just remains this. So you've got to just make the decision. Are you someone who likes trading range? Right? Or have you made your money? This would be classed as a C setup today because you're a trend trader or momentum trader and you're going to leave it alone. Kind of where my head's at the moment. Bought 20k of AMD last April. Nice, man. Very good. You are probably worth, what, $60,000 in that now? TPT Pro Plus, yeah. It's exactly the same as TPT Pro, except you keep 90%. Everything else is the same. Lucid 25 account, 25k, made 2005 in 5 days, took 1k payout. Day 6 I made 258. Now P&L shows 258. Shouldn't it show? Yeah, it should show 1258. Email them. Maybe there's a problem in the back end. Any interest in open? I haven't looked at it, to be honest, mate. Took it off my radar for so long. Is it starting to base out? It's starting to base out. It's holding pretty well. It's the same levels, right? It's the same levels. I'd rather see it do one of these, trap some institutional short sellers, and then look for the squeeze again. But it looks good. That's a good look. We traded this part. That's a good look. It's starting to hold over time. The longer it's here, the better. Ideally, like a fail break now, and then you can, you know, look for the obvious numbers, 5, 10s, and that pivot high. But yeah, I'm not in it. I'm pretty well into my swings at the moment. I've got a lot of positions on at the moment. It's actually becoming quite hard to manage all of them, to check in each day. Compression starting here. I wouldn't be surprised to see a squeeze out at some point. It's starting to see compression here. Definitely 900 is a seller court. Come on, Donald. What's a good swing right now? I don't know. These are crazy questions, man. What if I just told you something? Would you just take it anyway? Would you take it anyway just because I said it? Yeah, I have my swing positions in Discord. Correct. AMC, swing long. BTT to 0, never going to happen, mate. Too much institutional order flow, never ever going to happen. Kavana. It was a good swing down here. I like these down here. Low 60s. Not in here now. SoFi, I've got a position on. I wouldn't mind it coming a bit lower. Wouldn't mind getting a washout, but we're holding like a range here. I've nibbled at it. This fucking fib is so far off. What a joke. I wouldn't mind it coming a bit lower. This I'm swing long in as part of a theme. This I'm swing long in. Part of the theme. They look good for a break and go. They're all looking good right now. Quantum names looking good. I do want to take profits because they're highly volatile. Oh, the chop. Look at the chop. Box to box again. This is fun. This is fun. Do I swing or invest in the crypto market? I'm swing long in iBet. Have been for a long time. What am I up on that? It's probably come down, back down in a bit. 17% right now. Nike's starting to find a bit of a bid, interestingly. I'm still long in that after the first cut, and then I put some back on. We're starting to base out a bit here and bid. Look at that. It's a nice gap up on Nike. That might be something of interest. You got to be willing to hold this 3 to 5 years, and this very well might fail. All right, but like if we start breaking 47s here on Nike, there's a gap fill to 52s. All right, I'm long in here. So gap fill would be first look. I wouldn't expect too much more than that. They're very, very weak right now, but new CEO, new guys coming in. It's going to take time, but, you know, legacy company, I can see them recovering. We'll just see. We'll see. It's the first time I've looked at that, and it's been up in my portfolio, to be honest. Three to 5 years, you'll be 30 by then. Mate, I'll be 46 by then. 30 is nothing. You're a child. Enjoy it. If you're investing in the market young, enjoy it. How do I feel about BlackBerry? BB. It is BB, right? BlackBerry. Where are all the bag holders? They're way up here. Look at these. These are chart. You can see I used to be short on this back in the day. You're coming into bag holder territory. It's going to start getting stuck around here. Can see. Imagine you're a swing long from 2005, and then you didn't get out in 2013, and then you didn't get out 2018. And then you didn't get out 2021, and then you didn't get out 2021 or 2022. All right, this would be my first target. If you took this off the news, is it Jensen that got that Nvidia deals? I can't remember what it was. But in here, you want to start taking profit. You will, until you find acceptance above all of this, you will not see this move, and I doubt you see this move. You're talking about 20 years of trap traders. This is just like the chart someone asked me about earlier. 20 years of trap traders. The only chart I've seen let people out from that long ago this year is INTC. When you go to a weekly on this, this is the only chart where we had decades of trap traders. Look at this. Anyone from the millennium, all 2020 has been stuck in this, all right? Big base, but we've now broken out. This is the only one I've seen. And why? Well, it's government contracts. It's the only reason. So you're unlikely to see that on too many stocks. So don't be thinking you're going to get this like win rush move. I don't think so. I think anywhere into here, lock some in and then hold for the moonshot in case it gives it to you. And the chop continues. We will chop your face off if you do not do what I want. All right, we give up on Donald at this point. How are we doing on the likes? Are we there yet? If you're a range trader, you're probably having a lot of fun today, to be honest, playing box to box. Some of you are probably enjoying this. It's a German accent, not Indian. The Germans. We will chop you up. The Germans. How does Bookmap help you make decisions for futures? Well, you can see where the big players are. You can also see if they're supporting a bid or supporting an ask. All right, so if they're walking up or walking down, are they adding liquidity? Are they pulling liquidity? Where are the players trapped? The same as reading any form of level 2 order flow. It's all the same concepts. What makes me laugh is people that zoom this out and they see a big order here and they be like, oh, it's got to go up there. With zero understanding of order flow. Oh, it's got to go up there. There's big orders. It's got to go and fill that guy right away. It doesn't have to do anything. What you want to be observing is who's stuck and where they're stuck. And what price is doing. Are we finding bids walk up to try and support a bid to move higher? Or are we seeing an ask move down to try and support lower prices? Or are we seeing the market pinned in and not moving at all? All right, there we go. Likes over 1,000. Nice work, folks. All right, let's get you guys set up. I don't think the sales are as good now. I don't know what Apex are doing now. I haven't looked, but I think the 90% sale finished, right? Oh no, extended another 7 days. There you go. All right, just type code FZT. Just type it once. Please don't spam. Please don't spam. Oh, that's good to know. So Apex, 90% sale continues. You've got another, well, 8 days really. 7 days and 12 hours. You've got another week or so to get that done. To get your 90% codes. Take profit trader, if you missed the 50%, that's it. Prices go up. It's now 30% off, and recent prices are now increased. So still a good deal, but not as good as it was. It's still 50% off Lucid for your first 2 accounts during this sale window using code FCT. After that's 40%. Same on Tradeify, 40%. Give you guys a few minutes. ES new low of day breaking down here. SOXL still holding on. We are still just chopping around. We are not seeing follow through underneath previous day's value area low. We are still chopping, all right? This area here, the question now is, can they get under all of this and get the weakness? At the moment, we're not seeing that. I'm uninterested in this market right now. Absolutely uninterested in this market. I know a seller got caught at 900. I don't know how long ago that was. At 11:20. 40 odd minutes ago. 20 odd minutes ago, sorry. You guys, a minute or two. Still holding the 900. Here's the break. There's another 200 lot at 890. They're still trying to bid down here, which is wild. ES getting absolutely whacked down here. New lows coming to a big level on ES, though, I'll tell you that. Big, big, big level on ES. If we lose this bid on the Qs, there is an argument that we're going to come right down to the 820s, this next grey box. We will see. And it's still chopping around, still not interested for me. Right, let's pull this winner. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The winner of an Apex account for free is... Oh, God. I'm going to absolutely destroy your name. I'm sorry. Sajay Sajavan? Man, I'm really sorry. Sagi Ajavan? I don't know. I'm trying. There you are. You know it's you. Good. I'm really sorry, man. I butchered your name. It's not on purpose. Congratulations. Free Apex account on its way to you, my friend. Any size you want. All you got to do is email me info@flowzonetrader.com. Send me a screenshot of you logged into YouTube. I'll send you a free Apex account. All right, if we get to 1,200 likes, we will give away a free introduction to trading course. Man, they're selling this, or they're attempting to sell this. All these bids down here at 80s. And SRXL still holding up. Still holding IB here. Still more sell side activity into 90s, still being absorbed. They're attempting to fill these bids down to, yeah, 80s, 70s, and 65. I'm still lack interest in this right now. You range traders, you might be having fun. For me, there's an argument if they've built out enough here for it to come down into this here and maybe even this here. I don't think I'm going to trade that based on how we've built this out. I think it feels very risky right now. Not seeing follow through from chips to go lower right now makes me uncomfortable. I'll give you a readout on the mag as well. Apple 0.82% up, Amazon 1.91% up, Google 0.63% up, Meta 0.10% up, Microsoft 0.78% down, Nvidia 2.29% down, Tesla 1.50% up. Equally weighted, we are up on the day. It looks like we're just in a bit of a rotation. Triple bottom unless this breaks. I mean, I think it's high lows very, very slightly. Unless they let this go versus this. But it's very risky to be trying to sell this if we're in a ranging market. We're not seeing strong follow through. Here comes the sun. If we close this like this tomorrow we can go for the weekend gap. I mean, not necessarily. You're assuming weakness in a range, all right? There's nothing to say. Say we just stay down here all day. I would expect a reprice up here to test some of these levels before coming down here. This would need that would need to be a very strong sell after a failed break without a retest to come all the way down here. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I'm saying trying to position short here looking for this. It doesn't really make sense to me. When I just look at this H1, my natural instinct is to think we probably come back up here before we make a decision, right? If this is telling you what have we done in here, range, failed break, sell, I would expect this. Even if we were going to come down here, I'd expect this first because we would need a bid up, buyers to buy high, passive sellers to absorb, break down, run the buyer stops out, creating a sell side liquidation event. That would make sense to me. A strong sell here to come down here, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but that feels like it would need to be some kind of catastrophic event of liquidation without any meaningful reprice on an H1. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it doesn't do it. It just feels like, for me, it would probably lift first before doing anything else. Are we seeing absorption? Probably some, yeah, I mean, there's lots of selling. Like I said, 900 and 980, you are seeing selling. See if we can get the CVD. No, I don't want CVD plus delta. I just want cumulative volume delta. Where are you? Oh my God, I'm going to have to put it on another one. Yeah, definitely absorption. Heavier CVD made a lower low down here and we didn't break lower. Definitely absorption. Definitely. For now, on a lower time frame. What kind of PC do I have? What is custom made? I made it. A lot of Tyson trade opportunities. Yeah, well, only one hit the target, right? This is the only one that hit the V1. This one here. SRXL looks dangerous here now. It's starting to look a bit weaker. ES tagged previous day low, found a bid, as did SPY and found a bid. It's beyond something that I'm interested in at the moment. What symbols am I looking at when I say chips? I would just look at the ETF rather than looking in individual names. So SOX. All right, so I look at SOXL because it's the triple weighted long. But SOX. But if you want to look at individual names, you know, Micron, MU, AMD, INTC, TXM. God, there's so many, man. Let's get them up. AMD, NVIDIA, AVGO, MU, INTC, TXN, QCOM, ADI, NXPI, MPWR, MCHP, ON. All of those you can look at that. Even these down here. AMAT, LRC, AMAT, KLAC, TER, and Q. Those provide the equipment to actually make the chips, the infrastructure of them themselves, all of those. Thanks, JMO. Thanks for joining. What GPU and CPU in your... I can't remember, man. I've got like an AMD CPU. It was very expensive. I can't remember, buddy. Sorry, I'm not that guy. I'm just not that guy. I bought the really good stuff. I asked advice and I built it, but I'm not that guy. Sell the news today with Iran deal. I mean, I think the deal's been done and I don't think we've really sold the news. I think we've just pulled back into range. Look, we're down 0.45% on the Qs on the day. That's all we are. We're down 0.15% on the ES. It's hardly much, is it? It's really important people build habits to zoom out. Like, it feels really drastic. We're still inside this weekly range. All right. Fail break. Profit taking. If we do this and this, I'll say we're in a big sell. Until that point, and even then, it's only into a 2-week balance. Under all this, goodbye. Until that point, just chill. Don't get pulled into the games. Do not get pulled into the games. Haven't broken yesterday's lows. You're right, on Qs we haven't, which is interesting because on ES we have. Shows how big the range is on the Qs. This thing is getting wild on the tape here. They are chopping this up. I think it probably needs some relief, honestly. It's just whether they can give it, as in relief upside. We've been down here a long time, and all I would say is they're failing to break lower. Doesn't mean they can't, but at the moment, remember the players, the big sellers are down here. You can see them, 900 and 890s. It's 10 point again. They're doing the same 10 point thing they did up here, these big spikes. If they don't get closes underneath them, they're going to get unhappy. At the moment, we're still undervalued, so we haven't reclaimed it, but you can see the ping pong. Here we go, Trump's live. No one's ever done it before. You knew that was coming. Let's play bingo. Greatest, best, never been done before. War, fake news. Huge. Biden. Barack Hussein Obama. What's he calling the Democrats now? Calls them something else now, doesn't he? Democrats, that's it. Democrats. All right, ES held previous day low. It's retesting IB. Same on the SPY. So SPY matching up well. Q's not breaking IB. Like I said, I think there's relief coming soon. But your previous day low really matters on SOXL right now. Lots of liquidity up here towards previous day point of control right now to fill if they can lift it. Up here again. So this is the ping pong that they've been doing all day. There's he, Biden. Ding, 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 ding. Got it. So the sellers are stuck right now at 900. So as long as they hold a print there, if they can recover current day value, which we're where we're at now, and previous day value, there's a chance to print back up to do this same ping pong. I won't be trading it. This is everything I hate. You're also in lunch. Be aware of that. It's a good hold of value. I think if they lift here, they're going to try and go up to that same level again. There you go. So if you get your rotation here, there's lots of liquidity up to 60 and 65 that they're trying to fill. Again, this is everything I hate. I avoid this stuff like the plague. But if you want to trade the rotation, this would be it. I don't call it a war, call it a conflict. Except later today, you'll hear me call it a war. Shut the fuck up, mate, and get on with it. Stop rambling. The leadership is gone. Their navy's gone. This is gone. He's talking about 401ks and he just goes tangent. You gotta laugh. This guy's amazing. Okay, previous day low here, SOXL. This is like the relief level. So I'd say if you're playing the range here, this bid is starting to hold. As long as you're holding these bids here and not letting these sellers out at 900, there's a chance of relief. You come under 900, it is 900, isn't it? Come under 900, it would be a problem. So what I'd be watching right now is, can you hold a print above this? And I'm on the wrong chart. Can this recover for you? Which I think it's got a shot of doing. It's starting to get quite tight. Right, you can see this getting very tight here. All right, and if you get this here, you probably see this to get relief to come and test these players. But this is the ping pong. If this breaks up, market will get relief. This breaks down, market will probably sell with it. Again, the big players are stuck underneath you right now. These guys down here are not very happy. 900 and 890. These sellers. And I think there's a chance to come and test this again. Here and here. So if I was a range trader, I'd be looking for upside relief right now rather than downside pressure. Take it with a pinch of salt. I hate trading range, but that's what I'd be looking for.
So we were paying the highest drug prices in the world. Now we're paying the lowest drug prices in the world. So that bill that I'm talking about would go from $10 to $20. The world is bigger than the U.S. Hard to believe, but it's true. So it's not like you cut it in the middle. You just had to go up.
Here we go. I'm going to try and fill these guys at 60s and 65s and then get you previous day point of control. So if you are long, you want to be in scalp mode right now. You're in a range.
Think of that. So we would get, if you remember, some of you were at the news conference I had my first term where I got the prices down 1/8%, 1/4, 1/8 my first term.
I don't know how long he's talking for. I definitely don't want to be here all day. I'll stay with you like 5-10 minutes more.
Not 1/8%. I'm getting them down 400, 500, 600. Or if you want to use it a different way, you could say 70%, 80%, 90%, 50%. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. And I got that through.
No one's seen anything like it. Bingo.
Everybody knew it was taking place.
So I got war, Biden. Anywhere in the world, got it. Bingo, bingo. I've got 4 now. I need like 1 more. It's the biggest. Oh, bingo, bingo, man. 2 fat ladies, 88. I win. I win. Yes. What do I win? SOXL back above previous day low. If they get that squeeze trigger here, you will see relief. I'm not a range trader, but if I was trading this, I'd be long bias, like I said. You're seeing market not find acceptance underneath. It wants to come and test this. You're going to start feeling the liquidity I talked about at 60, at 65, which is coming up right now. And I would now say you will not want this under 25s. All right, so if you were long on any of those dips in this area, you want to protect this node, sort of 40 to 25s, and just scalp it until you get up here. And if you find acceptance over this grey box, all right, so you should be long anything under here or hold of this, scalping up to here, taking some profit over here, into here and here. And then after that, you're runners only, because it will probably fail, because you're going to go in a rotation. So you need this to soak this same box, right? Where do we just tap into? 25 still okay right now. Just got taken out. Not me, but if I was trading it, I would have just got taken out. But this is the box that needs to hold. Anything on ES? Mate, the problem with ES is you keep rejecting IB, right? So the difference is he's saying the same thing he said 5 minutes ago now. You are now rejecting this. So range, this key. You can't reclaim that. He just said we might have to go back and finish it, as in more airstrikes, and then he said they want to do a deal. So I don't think the market can price that in. Nothing's changed. Grey box still holding. It's dangerous though. Yeah, exactly. Maybe we go back and finish it. Maybe we don't. I mean, it's a market's worst nightmare. Very hard to price in, not knowing. They do need to sort that out, in fairness. The fraud in this country is wild. It's wild in California, the fraud going on. Still holding. 5 more minutes and I'm out of here, folks. I just want to see if you can get that lift up for you guys.
crooks. They're thieves, and I hope that Todd is going to do a real job. These are crooked people. These are thieves.
You got to lift above this. Above this, you should come up here. Really, should have done it first time round in this little imbalance. Should complete that move. And remember, you get above that. Remember where these levels are, because I might not be here for you. 30,000, 30.10, 30.20, 30.50, 120. Those are your levels if they lift it this afternoon. Those are your TP levels where sellers are. Course giveaway. Did you hit the likes? Nope. You're not there yet. You get me there? We'll do it.
In 2 months, we've exposed tens of billions of dollars of defrauded taxpayer money, prosecuted numerous fraudsters, and stopped billions of suspicious payments. Very suspicious.
There you go. They're trying. They're desperately trying to do that move we just talked about. Still liquidity, 60, 65, 75, 80, 95, and 30,000 all on deck now. You should complete this rotation up. It should get it for you. Any of you who are long. Again, be in scalp mode. SOXL back above that key level. It's just dithering up here a little bit, though. ES can't get through the IBL. It's the big problem right now on the ES. You can't see the light count over 1,000. It's at 1-1 right now. 1,100 right now.
It's not a person that's 125 years old, but that's the least of it. The numbers that we're finding out, we have great people at Social Security. We're going to make our Social Security so strong, so good.
I should have said that. That was a good bingo one. So strong.
I said right from the beginning, we're going to protect our people at Social Security. If the Democrats ever got in, you wouldn't have said Social Security would be bankrupt. People wouldn't be getting anything. Last week, they took down 2 of the largest Medicaid fraud cases in Minnesota history, as well as the largest autism fraud case ever charged by the federal government. You saw that with millions of dollars just being stolen. Everybody had autism. Everybody had autism. They said. It was incredible, actually. And I've just seen I see what they're doing. You haven't seen anything yet. So congratulations, JJ. Be vicious like they are. They're violent people. They're violent, vicious scum.
There you go. Yeah, finishing that move. All right, so your TP in here. Anywhere up here. And then you can just see 60s, 65s now filled. There's still liquidity above. I still think you got a chance of relief, but you want to be scalping. You want to be paying yourself some in case you see failures. And they're going to try and lift to 80s now. And then through the 80s, remember, you want 30,000, 30,000, 10, 30,000, 20. But this is the move. This box to this box. Basically, you can pay yourself in front of it. Find acceptance over that. Bigger move possible. SOXL really starting to curl and go now. So SOXL will be watching for acceptance over 215 would be ideal for you guys, and then you get a mega squeeze. So previous day point of control coming up here for your TP. There you go. And then through this, you go 30,000 again, remember? 30,000, 10, 30,000, 20. Like we said, there's absorption at the lows. Congrats, everyone who stayed around and got this. We needed Trump in the market to move it for us. Thank goodness he started talking. It's helped us out actually get a move. Here's your long trigger. Here's your TP1. You'll see if you can lift any more. TP hit $1,500. Nice. Easy money. Easy money. Here come the 80s. They're trying to fill these guys at 80s. And then after that, remember, same levels, 30,000, and then 10 and 20, and then 50, and then 120. I'd say 50 to 75 would be a very big target. That would be a full rotation of value. See how I talked about the compression starting? So you TP some here. Think about this. The bouncy ball got less and less bouncy. Like, started to lose momentum, and then that's the bid we talked about. There's your TP, and if you rip, here would be great for you guys. TP most out there. Anything above that's a bonus today. Here you go. 30,000 coming up, folks. Congrats. That's why I stuck around for you guys. So TP some out here. And then again, it's the same levels. I'll remind you, it's the same levels. This node here matters. 90s to 30,000. Through that, test the seller at 10. Through that, test the seller at 20. You squeeze these sellers out, or they're no longer here. Either they cover or they're no longer here. You get a lift to 50. Through 50s, previous day and current day value area high. Through that, 120 at the tops. All right. So you're almost there. So TP, 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 TP. Move your stop up. Hopefully you get more. And I'd say you really don't want to lose this now. You want bids to hold basically 70s. You don't want it to revisit this. This needs to happen for you to stay in this now, okay? Because you've done a lot of work down here. You'd want to see this now for you to hold it. You lose this, be done with it. Yeah, nice. It was worth waiting for, right? But big seller coming in here, and he's probably going to get fucked. Right, so 30,000 on deck. There's 30,000. All right, and now you should, if they squeeze, go 10, 20, 50. That's what you're looking for. Same as we played around here when we played it. 10, 20, 50. It needs to happen quick. You want squeeze. Bang, bang, bang. And then above 50, you can think about more. Look at the difference as well. We talked about like the importance of looking at the other charts. Look at the difference. It's found acceptance. Look at the base. Like I said, it should try and base up here and come up and revisit this. This is, we called it down here. This is what's now happening. This is the squeeze. This is what's helping the NQ. And ES now finding a bid in front of its IB. All right. So if this holds IB, it's encouraging. If you lose IB, probably be done with it. Please explain how you identify these levels. Do the course. I'm not going to give any more away. I give so much away for free. It's being able to see trap participants. Delta, big players, when they're marketing in, when they're passive, when they're walking up, when they're not walking up, where resting liquidity is, who's stuck. It's all the same things. No more teaching today. I give away enough for free as it is.
I always try to remind the American people, and certainly remind the cabinet officials. By the way, Kelly and SBA has found tens of billions of dollars that were from fraudulent loans that were giving under the Biden administration, and we've now cut that off and recovered a lot of that money. So this has been a whole of government.
I want to see if you can get a little bit higher here for your runners. You're starting to find acceptance here, which is good. One more dunk and go would be actually nicer. You are seeing buyers try and walk up here and support the bid. But a little flush first would actually be nicer. But I think you're going to maybe not get it. I think maybe just get an extension here, 1020s. It's 30,000. This is your level. If they squeeze this, they're going to go 10, 20, 50s. 10, 20, 50s. This is your level. Much rather see them pull back in and try and hold here at 70s, trap sellers before they go. It would give you more juice rather than a straight squeeze. They're trying to get that 10. They're trying to get the 10 test. There they come. They're coming for 10s. They're desperate to get up to 10s. It's a shame they won't reload. You'd actually look better if you reloaded because you'd trap more shorts. But a lot of sellers did just come in at 94s and at 99s. There's the 10 test. You're just shy of it. You can see them stacking on the book here to get filled. So this is the next TP. Then through this, it's 20s.
Sir, hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe more than that, but we think that that exact type of fraud has been replayed all over our country. That particular case was outside of Minneapolis.
This is actually better for you if you're long. If they can come in here this is actually a better long if they do this. For you guys who are already long, if they trap more shorts in here, it's actually better. What was the high there? And they missed it by a tick, the 10s, eh? 1 tick away. There or thereabouts. So again, the same players right here. Came and tested this seller. All right, right here, the 10s. Then the 20s, then the 50s. Short now? Definitely not. Definitely not. Definitely not a short right now. What's your trigger for short? What's your structural change? All right. You've failed to print underneath previous day value. You've failed to print underneath current week value. You're failing underneath IB. You're now back above previous day's point of control. You're back above current week point of control. You're back above current day point of control. And you haven't hit the extreme other side of the range. For me, it's not a short. At least how I would interpret this. Certainly not a short right now. No, I don't. I try everything I can do to avoid range. I don't trade range where possible, especially in lunch. All right, I'm out of here, folks. We got your main targets there. I'm going to get out of here. I will be back same time tomorrow. What I would watch today now, I'd be very focused on the H1. I'd be very focused on this chart here. Okay, very focused on current week value, previous day value. This can rotate like we talked about. Even if they want to come down here and do the gap fill, which some of you want, which I doubt happens today, as I talked about earlier, I would anticipate that we come and retest this first, an SBR level first, maybe even poke through it, trap buyers, and then come down, even if you're looking for that. And I will remind you, the main trend, right? I know we're in a range today, but the main trend is moving higher. All right, we are moving value higher. We've just come out of a consolidation. We've broken out, we held, we broke out again, we're coming back into it. All right, maybe we build out more consolidation, but do not overstay your welcome on shorts. You are not finding acceptance underneath big key levels. This is absolutely clear. There's no acceptance underneath this right now. Do not overstay your welcome. All right, really don't. I think this is bullish for a bit, bullish in a range for a bit, and you guys should be positioned from this grey box, taking partials, and if you get lucky, you get the right way up here. All right, we'll go again tomorrow, same thing. Hopefully, you know, if we can set up, honestly folks, if we can ping pong for a bit today, it would actually almost be better if we can curl out of this a bit. Right, if we can start going buy side of the curve here, think about this, sell, fail to break lower. It's where shorts get stuck. If we can do this, but if we can not accelerate too far, if we can just stay in here for the day, max up here, this sets up nice range for tomorrow for us to be able to play. That would be really good if we can stay in these levels. So that would be my hope. That would really be my hope. See you guys tomorrow morning. I'll just check in case we just got enough likes to do it. We did not. Okay, so we'll roll that over to tomorrow. And I'll see you guys, in here tomorrow. Trade safe this afternoon. Be aware of the headlines. Be aware of what's weak. Understand what's moving the market, what isn't the moving the market. You know, don't over position and get over greedy. Okay, it's just one day in the market. It's all it is. One day. I took less trades today with less size because it's not an A+ day. Tomorrow, maybe we get an A+ day. We will see. All right, peace and love, everyone. Use hard stops, all that good stuff. Be kind to each other. I'll see you real soon.